the Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Testing. Ooh, I'm loud there. Hold up. Testing. 1 second. Testing. Let me know, can you guys hear me clearly really quick? Let me know, can you hear me clearly? I want to make sure that I'm not too loud. Let me know, can you hear me clearly? Or am I too loud? Not too loud? Say con if you can hear me. Sound good? If I'm too loud, anytime, just let me know. I got my my other mic up today. So if I'm too loud, then just let your boy know. Please let me know. All right. So let me see here. One moment. Okay, great. It sounds clear, not too loud. That's what I need. I don't know if I want to put my big earphones on. I have them, but sometimes they just feel too bulky. But sometimes you may see me with those, sometimes you may not. So good to see everyone today. Let me get my my Bible out. Of course, I'm going to be reading from the Eastward, but I'm going to go into Sirach today. So I like to go into my own Bible here because I have some good notes there. The good old nice calfskin Bible. Make sure you guys get you this beautiful calendar here. All right. Make sure you guys get you this beautiful calendar. Support the work. Support the brethren. Support the work. Beautiful calendar. Got the for the new people at least. Right? Got everything you need there for you. Okay. All right, so I hope you guys are ready. So, we're going to a good show tonight. Actually, let me pull up my notes here. Suffer the children to Christ, or are we going to suffer the children to the world? So that's going to be our topic today. And what inspired me about this topic, because I have something to show today. I'm going to show, for those of you who have not seen it yet, I'm going to show, for those of you who don't follow our social media or follow me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram, tonight I'm going to show You Understand My Children. They finally finished the Book of Esther, the animated series or the animated movie they did with their own hands. And so we're going to show that tonight a little later. And we're going to show something from another body member in the London, UK body. And these are children doing these works. And the reason why I'm saying I call the lesson as because these children were meant to do the work of the Most High God and be under their parents. And we're supposed to bring forth more righteous generations. But it's very hard to do that in a world, the type of world that we live in now. Unfortunately, the children are bullied to a certain degree to not be able to live out what the Most High intended for them. Let's say that. So we're going to go ahead and through the Holy Spirit show why we're going into this lesson, a few links about the importance of why Christ said, suffer the children to come unto me. Because quite frankly, the devil and his minions are trying to pretty much, you can't put new wine into old bottles. So they want to take the new vibrant youth, no different than the Most High when he wanted sacrifices. He wanted the youth of the animals, the fresh meat. But Satan in the flesh, he wants that same thing. He said he shall be like the Most High, right? He wants minds that are mendable. Children that can be, because the scripture says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's older, he should not depart. So if you brainwash somebody, guess what? That's what's going to happen. So let me make sure this phone is turned off so no one's calling me. Alrighty. So, shalom to everybody today. I'm just reading the text really quick. Okay. I want everybody to make sure you hit the like button so we can get the people who are, online who probably don't know that I'm on right now to go ahead and join. I know a lot of people, thousands of people watch later, but just in case someone is doing something else, they can tune in and get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? So the first thing I want to go into, guys, was shalom, guys. The first thing I want to go into, just some news really quick. But before I do that, just a few announcements. As you see, I always start the show with the Hebrew and Bible Academy, because I think as a pastor and as an elder joining this church, I was in the first Hebrew and Bible Academy, and boy, I really love the first one because we actually got to do what we probably will be doing in the wilderness. We probably still will have some type of academy, some type of study session, but we got to jog and do push-ups and exercise and do different types of exercises for the men to get them right, to help to lead our nation. And it really helps to build young men, and you get to see who's actually I'm not going to say a leader, but who has the potential to seriously do this work. And some people made it through that academy, and guess what? They were called leaders, and this is no knock on them, but they, eventually found their own way to do their own thing outside of the walk of Christ. So it doesn't always mean because you pass something that's who you're going to be. You understand? But it really helps to separate the sheep from the goats. It really helps to, to see what we're dealing with as a people. And it's not always that person who's answering every question the right way. You understand? It's not about that. It's about a person who paces themselves. You understand? Like Paul said, he's not shadow boxing. He's not beating the air. You got to run the race to win. And sometimes people run to try to sprint type of win. But we want to pace this because we know that this is a long race, like a marathon. So it's not a quick sprint. So I was saying that because the Hebrew Academy, man, it embodies so many things throughout the years that we've had it. And it builds up many young men and women on and gives you a deeper level of understanding for you, yourself, because everyone needs to search out their own soul and salvation. Each person, even before you get married, you need to get to know who you are. You need to really get to understand who we are. You need to get to understand this Bible. The Saturday lessons are for certain particular lessons. Now, we used to almost have, certain things that we would drop on the weekends on a Sabbath, but you have too many scoffers and certain people who just take the information, copy it, sell it, just do all sorts of things with it. They come back and mock. Even though we can ignore these things, we understand that when you read the scriptures, they said to give certain things only to the wise. So it takes time to put these things together. Many hands, many minds, many difficulties to do such a thing. No different than a person, like the scripture says, completing the mastery or writing a book. So people are up hours of the day, nights, doing these things. So we bring that to you guys to make you great and to make our nation great, to where you can go and be able to give wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to those that you may be trying to wake up. Okay. So outside of that, please check out our Wednesday night broadcast. Please check out if you are an Indian tribe or you know someone who's an Indian tribe, you can check out Bishop Kazak's. They have a great show there, specifically dealing with the Indian tribes there. So make sure you guys support that, subscribe. Even if you guys are not watching it, subscribe to help the work. It doesn't hurt you guys to just press the like button or press subscribe. That's just how this thing works. Do you really think as grown men, we really care about someone, hey, please subscribe? No, but this is just how it works in this day and age. I mean, personally, I can care less. You know what I mean? But it really helps the work. Okay. So please, if you claim to be a follower of Christ and a follower of this work, you have to support. Don't be just out there just hanging it and winging it. It's like, hey, if you're really in it, show us you're in it. Thursday, we said we have Bishop Kazak. Friday, we have Elder Ramar sometimes coming on. Okay. We have Elder Ramar coming on. All right. Then Saturday, you have the Elder Ricard and Elder Lawyer coming on. Sunday, we have the actual Hebrew and Bible Academy. So guess what, guys? We are staying doing the work. So when Christ comes back, all week we're working and we're doing the work of the Most High God. So let's go. Let's get ready to go into a few news articles here, just to show you guys what's going on out there before we actually go into the show. Just 2 news articles I'm going to go into. All the elders' lessons of fire. You understand? That's why they're called elders. So they put that work in, and the elders that are and deacons that are behind the scenes are putting in work as well. So it's like a military. You got all different types of sectors and levels that's working to bring this work forth. Okay, so let's see some news going on here. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Open this here. And this is for fair use only. This is for fair use only. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can make this bigger.
Julian Gordon with this mortgage.
Hold up now. Give us 1 second here. I'm going to open this because this thing is, boy, the devil is mad right now. This is for fair use, educational purposes only. Give me one moment here. No, we don't want to go into that. Give me one moment. There we go. So let's check out what we got here. It says, let me get myself out the way so you guys can see the full thing. Let me see that. It ain't moving me. There we go. Lord have mercy. All right, I'm sorry about that. So, heads up, another fire, big spill of hydrofluoric acid into water near Tennessee, Mississippi border. You guys remember me coming on here doing a lesson about being fearless. Listen, guys, I mean, 1/3 of the waters will be bad. I hope most of you understand that it's the Most High's in Christ's testimony is real. It's not a joke. It's not a game. So when we hear people, oh my goodness, they doing this and doing that, I'm just showing this news to just show you and blow the trumpet to show you what the enemy is doing. But I'm not pushing, and I will never push fear. This is what the devil does. You see, there's no fear in love. So we say we love the Most High in Christ. There's no fear in it. We fear them by following their commandments and their lead. And they told us, don't fear. Let no man deceive us. So, but let's go into this really quick. Educational purposes only. Fair use.
This is Dabu7, wanting to put out a heads up here for folks that could be downstream from the spill that took place over the weekend, where the mainstream media was extremely tight-lipped on the whole thing. This took place around Memphis, Tennessee, in DeSoto County. Took place on Saturday, and they say the crews worked throughout the nights over the weekend to try to get this cleaned up. They also built a dam that you can see right here, something that I did not see them do in East Palestine, to dam this whole thing off, but it has since been removed. And they're saying that the water is back to neutralized pH levels in the creek. We've heard these things before out of East Palestine and with these other events. With the officials getting caught up in lies, people just can't believe anything that they're saying. And they've been caught not even ordering people to shelter in place when these plumes have been around. Now, more water contamination. They're saying, though, that there's no indication of any contamination of the drinking water for both the city water system or any private water wells in this area. But, again, I cannot stress enough, with them downplaying and sweeping stuff under the rug, we got to get the word out to other people that could be affected. So this hydrofluoric acid
Fair use.
spilling into this DeSoto County creek also had a massive fire connected with it. We don't know who was downwind from the plume because they didn't tell anybody. Again, heads up situation here. If you guys got any connected information, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. Follow me on Twitter. Join me on the live streams Monday and Friday.
All righty. Dabu need to join this academy. But I seen him. Thank you for that news, Dabu. Fair use. He got him a little rap video. He like the white Tupac. You know. Yeah, be cracking up. I've been watching Dabu, man, for a long time, though. For almost 14 years I've been watching Dabu. He's been doing the work for a long time. So, you can subscribe to his page. He has a lot of good news there. But, please hit the like button. Make sure we hit that like button to support this work. So that's some news we have, guys. I really can care less about what they say. We already know the devil is going to bring what he's going to bring. Obviously, the scriptures tell us some people are going to make it to the wilderness. Some people are going to be left behind. That's going to happen. So let us do the work to see what side of this we're going to fit on. It's just what it is. These things will happen. They're going to say they clean them up, this and that. Whether they clean them up or not, we should be moving a certain way. We understand what's coming our way, what we're seeing, and everything, right? So, anyway, say they call him Toothpaste. Oh, that's just mean. I'm not gonna call him Toothpaste. That's just mean. Someone who's giving us news. That I don't roll like that. I'm you know what I mean? Y'all ain't right, man. The brother out there doing the work for Christ, you know what I mean, in his own way. So, anyway, I'm going to go to another, y'all ain't fair out there. Y'all know that, right? Y'all be like, I'm Israel. Everybody else can go to hell. Come on now. Don't be that way. Let me tell you, this Edomite will tell you some news, and he be doing music with black people. So he loves our people. And then your own brother put a gun in your head. So, hey, I don't mind that brother giving me some news. Yeah, it's okay. But I have some more news I want to show here for fair use. Okay, give me one moment here. All right. So Texas ranks second least prepared state for zombie apocalypse. Let's see what this is here. Fair use.
Night where we'll be tracking storms, watching things closely, but all of that clears out for a beautiful rodeo weekend.
Yeah, are they gonna show? Now hold up. I thought that was a video for that. 1 second. All right, we're just gonna read it here. Texas, the report conducted by InsuRanks looked at more than 1,000 Google search terms and surveyed more than 1,000 Americans on zombies and what they might do in case of an outbreak. Texas, surprisingly, was found to be the second least prepared state for a zombie apocalypse. Additionally, the survey found Americans believe Texas would be the fourth most likely state for an outbreak to happen. California, on the other hand, was ranked the least prepared for a zombie apocalypse, while Wyoming took the title as most prepared. Don't believe us? You can see the full report here yourself. Well, let me tell you first of all, that is a bunch of trash. Let me tell you why. First off, I live in Texas. Okay. I've lived in Texas most of my life. You've all lived in your own place most of your life. New York, you can't really have guns like that. California, you can't really have guns like that. How are they prepared for a zombie apocalypse? It's very similar to how they do it overseas. Oh, you need to own a business to have a gun. Let me tell you right now. Let me tell you, places like Philadelphia, places like here, where they allow you to carry your firearms and things like that. Come on now. Are you guys really going to tell me that you believe that? This is one of the most prepared places, if not the number one place, where everyone is moving from the East Coast, moving from the West Coast here, because this place is, and I'm not fighting for this place like it's my place, but I'm telling you, because my home is Israel. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's a bunch of crap. It's total crap. Okay, this is one of the safe havens in the United States. And I'm not telling nobody come here. That's not what I'm saying. But people have always had an independent mindset preparing for what's to come here from the beginning. Whether people knew the truth or not, they have always had preppers in places like this and where Esau frequents the most. So I can see if they, said Utah or something like that. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me right now? I can see if they said Utah or something like that, but no. Guys, please be careful and do not be deceived at what you read. Let me tell you, everybody, they mama and they papa and they children is protected. Now, the ultimate protection we need is obviously the Most High. But I'm saying as far as the news goes, they're saying that because they want to come and take people's firearms here. You see what I'm saying? So it's nowhere even near what they're talking about. They mean the total opposite. Probably that Texas would be the second most prepared. So they're doing everything in their power to take grids down here, electrical grids and all that. You understand? Trust me. You come down here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's just how it goes. They fight for freedom of the old ways that Texas used to walk around and carry your gun open. You understand? So just like the old Western movies, it's nothing's changed. Okay, you can get sliced out here by a corny you understand, somebody who's trying to be black, let's just say it that way. And you like, hold up. You know what I mean? So a scared person will kill you today. And that's anywhere, obviously. But I'm just saying that news is trash. But this is the things. Why did I show that? Because this is what they're promoting. Let's look at the severity of what they're promoting. What are they saying? Are they saying it's going to be another outbreak? Or they're saying, you understand, it's going to be zombies out there? Why are they even doing these studies? Why are they even showing these movies? You guys see what I'm saying? So that's what we need to be worried about. So the way they put it out there is really to speak to the elite. You understand? But I can tell you right now, everywhere I go, Texans is holding themselves down. Let's just say that. So, anyway, that's the news for today. Crazy news. But I want to go ahead and go into, our lesson now, because it's very important that we keep our minds on what's going on in today's time, because we're in that last Jubilee, and let me tell you, we better keep our eyes open. You guys don't see this weather? You guys don't see that it's have been snowing in California? Some people in California never seen snow in their life. Do you guys see what's going on? Okay, what Elder reads about in Baruch, in the pseudepigrapha, let me tell you, we are here. The weather, the food, the famine, the wars, the rumors of wars, the violence, the demonic possession. It's all over the place. It's been going on for years. It's just getting worse and worse. The LG whoever T something. See, we gonna talk about that today though, and how they seem to say that they get bullied. If you're getting bullied and you're saying God accepts you, why would you go back and bully other people and their children? So you get mad when someone calls you the wrong name, or he or she or they or whoever, but then you go back and you bring this thing that you're supposed to be dealing with in the closet, in school, in the public. Someone accidentally calls you what they see you as, and you're getting offended, right? To where people don't know what you are. They're not trying to purposely, in every situation, make fun of you or whatever. They like, thank you, sir. And then, what did you call me? Oh, I'm sorry. And now you have people confused. And now they like, hold up, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. What did you? Before they can even apologize, you're just going in on them. That's quite unfair. That's called a bully. You can't even reason. If you're supposed to be saying that God accepts you, shouldn't you? If God accepts you, shouldn't you still be able to do the biblical things and reason? But see, you claim God accepts you, and you were born a boy or a girl, whatever the case may be. You say, and you have your right to feel whatever you feel of your opinion. But people cannot take out their real eyes. That's the eyes that God gave them. So they see what they've always seen in life. Okay? So, straight out. Anyway, we going in tonight. You guys don't remember when we were in school, at least in Texas, they had something called the DARE program, D-A-R-E. But for me, now when I think about it, I'm like, was that reverse psychology? Because I remember we used to sit in there, and it's like, ha ha ha, because we knew some of our friends were smoking marijuana and smoking cigarettes, even in intermediate and elementary school, middle school, all that. Okay? For whatever reason. And it's almost as if they would teach our children about sex in middle school early, right? In that education. And it's almost as if it was pushing us to do these things. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I'm like, when I was sitting back in class or whatever seminar or whatever was going on, right? Thank you guys. Thank you. When I was sitting back, I need a little water here. When I was sitting back and we were in these little programs, right? And they would come and show us about, you know, the male parts, female part, all that, right? Your mind starts to wonder. Hit that like button. Your mind started to wonder. And now your child comes home questioning things. Make sure you use protection. It's like, hold up. Really, what they didn't tell you guys is that they were promoting fornication. Because in the ancient times, this was not so. It was about marriage and family. Where did we go from marriage and family, even during the times of slavery? Marriage, to where it's like, hold up. You got the little one. As a little boy, I'm watching, you know, little commercials where, you know, they got the little stocking commercials where she rolling up the stockings. And I'm like, okay, I like that. Yeah, you got the little white woman rolling up the stockings, things like that. And so these are the things that were already promoting the wrong type of mind frame for children. So they started off slow. But really, they don't tell you when they say the age a person can have sex. That should not even be in society. What do you mean the age a person can have sex? No wonder we thought it was okay. When we go to church, we hearing one thing, and then we go out to school. These are our teachers who we trust. And our parents is in the same environment. So if they wasn't really understanding or fully learned in church, it's like they were living two lives. You go to church, you better not do this, better go to school. It's like they forget about that. Now it's a new conversation. Oh, you know, when you start to reach puberty and things like that, you have different conversations. But what comes back in your head? What they were talking about in school. So now you also see other children in school who are a little fast, who are doing different things at 14, 15 years old, 13, all that. They were trying to push me to do these things as well. Yeah. So listen, guys, we're going to go in tonight. We're going to go in tonight. Hopefully this tea is not too hot. I don't want to burn my tongue. There we go. So, so we got to go in real quick because they were really daring us. How dare they call it dare, right? They were daring us to do drugs because many people in our community started to do drugs. So let's go in though. Let's go in. One moment, because it's don't do this to me. Don't let me slowing down on me like that. One second, guys. I don't need that. All right, the first one moment, guys. One moment. I don't know why I want to start lagging on me. They want to start playing with my stuff. Hold up now. Hold up. Lord have mercy. Anyway, the first scripture we're going to go to is let's go to Matthew 18:6. Matthew 18:6. Am I lagging for y'all? Because it just like we getting back. I don't know what happened. I'm like, yo. One moment here. Anyway, because this thing is, it's trying to slow down on me. Ezekiel, excuse me, Matthew 18:6. I apologize. Matthew 18:6. Don't do this to me. I'm just gonna read it from here. Just gonna read it from here. Matthew 18:6. Because all of a sudden my computer want to start lagging. We're gonna get through this lesson today. They know we finna come with the hammer. So Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged from his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. All right. So our next scripture we're going to go to is Matthew 19:14. And then we're going to talk. Matthew 19:14. I have my eSword open, but for whatever reason, something was trying to lag on me. So I don't want that to slow me down right now. So sorry about that. Matthew 19:14. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Matthew 19:14 says, but Yeshua said, suffer little children. And you know what? Let's go to verse 13. Then were there brought unto him little children, that he should put his hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them. So the disciples were sometimes acting like Christ's security. This probably was a lot of people around Christ, and the disciples like, no. You know, that's them little, that's such and such children over there, man. They be over there doing all of that, doing this and doing that. But Christ said, listen, we're here to fix the sick. We understand everybody's not going to be saved, but if they can be saved, suffer the children to come unto me, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let's read it. Verse 14. But Yeshua says, suffer little children and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. And he laid his hands on them and departed thence. Right? So there we go. We back for the most part. So he laid his hands on them, and then they departed after that. So why did I go here? Christ said to suffer the children to come unto him, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Do you think he was just talking about any children? No, he was talking about the children of Israel, the people who would be under captivity under our enemies. And guess what? Where are we again? Captivity under our enemies. And guess what? Now that we're at the tail end of things, people are getting bullied. So we first read what? We first read Matthew 18:6, right? Which said, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Now check it out. We know below the depth of the sea is what? Sheol, is hell, is Hades. It's better that big old flour millstone, that grinded flour, was hanged from your neck if you mess with one of these children. So what do we have going on today, guys? Nothing but offenses towards children from the devil. All in school. They know they can't just come to an adult to just try to do anything, or they're going to get them hands put on them, right? But children are innocent little children. They can be molded. See? They can be grafted. And they're offending these little children every day. They're slowly moving as an army towards your children. Not mine. Towards yours. Towards ours. To see, I made a sacrifice a long time ago overseas to homeschool my children. And I said, even when I came back to America, my children will be homeschooled. It took a sacrifice. It takes a financial sacrifice at first until you find your system and whatever you're going to do. And, you know, with you and your wife or you and your husband. But guess what? No one, me knowing me and me not wanting to sit in their, you know, their slave prisons. Because let me tell you, you can't think because you have some type of gun or something, you could just, when some type of event happens, you just go in there and get your children. It ain't that easy. I've seen it happen already where they have some type of so-called active attacker. Let's say that because it's algorithm. Active attacker going into schools, acting as if they are actually going to do something to people. They shut the whole school down, and it was over 30 plus cop ambulance cars, all different types of sheriffs. And they told, it was on the news, and it was not too far from where I live. It was probably about 30 minutes from where I live. Let me tell you, they said you cannot even go in there to get your child until they say so. Ha! You can say, not my baby. Let me tell you, you would have not even made it to the door. You would have not even made it to the half of the parking lot because the parents had to park even on the highway. So I'm telling you guys, you can act tough all you want to, but in all reality, they'll put you in cuffs and you won't be able to get your child. Your child will about time get home and have to call somebody to get you out of jail. So what do? You start working and taking certain family steps to prevent certain things because it will eventually get like Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? It's not an easy thing. It takes faith. It takes hard work. It takes sacrifice. But eventually this is where we're going. There's a few schools out there where your children are fine now still. But let's be real. Will it always be that way? Do you think you're going to be safe until the wilderness to where your child is in the school? Let's go to the wilderness now. Is that reality? Do you guys really see where things are going? You see, the scriptures tell us a fool, can see something far away coming and then don't prepare. You can't just wait till the last minute, guys. You can't do things tomorrow either, but you have to plan accordingly. To whom much is given, much is required. It takes us a lot of responsibility to be who we are coming out of the curses. No one's going to know everything overnight, but this is why we have shepherds to help the people. We put it out there. Don't take this in here. Don't do this. Don't do that. We're not just saying it just because. We are not just saying it just because. Well, the elder, and we're not just telling people to take your children out of school tomorrow. Once again, it takes a process. This is an opinion. This is not law. This is keeping you from not being able to even take care of your child. Something happened to your child. You're going up in there and you like, hold up. Something happened to your child that can't be taken back. And then now who's going to take care of your child while you're in jail? They already looked and calculated everything. See? Because some of you parents want your children to be known, just to be smart, to be intellectual, to say, oh, I know this. I graduated from here, from Yale. I did this. Okay, so what? When you get a husband, he don't care about all that. He cares about, once again, can you go make him some grits and some turkey bacon and some eggs at the end of the day? Can you listen? Straight out. I never made a bed before. Okay. But you got a master's degree. Ain't you supposed to be smart? This is common sense. It don't take a master's degree for that. So, what I'm telling you is, once you learn how to plant, for example, you take that one seed out of that plant And you're like, there's like 100 more seeds. And it's like, there's more than enough food. I just need to give me some land. I need to just start growing my own stuff. The Most High made it to where also you go on Amazon to buy seeds, don't you? But seeds, I mean, plants grow their own seeds. So you save those seeds and package them up. Now you got money. Also, you take them sprouts to the farmer's market. Now you have money. The Most High already made it to where nobody can be broke to where they have to sell drugs. We just didn't have the knowledge. That's why the scripture says our people suffer for a lack of knowledge. What's right in front of us? I paid $1 or $2 for these seeds. There's about 50 to 100 seeds in here. I take one plant and I start sprouting these things. And then I make a contract with Home Depot or HEB or Facebook Marketplace, whoever, or some of these nurseries. And that $1 flips into, hold up, because you selling each plant for $5 to $10. So why am I saying this? Those children, homeschool turns into not just learning about Edom's way of life and what Edom wants them to do. It teaches them how to survive on their own. Right? You made the investment of the $1 or $2. They get out there and they help you pot and put them things in there and water them. Before you know it, you go to the farmer's market, and in a day you come back with $1,000. And you're like, huh? Just from some seed starters? So why am I saying this? Because they just lied to us, keeping us busy. You see what I'm saying? Just for you to come among one another. Oh, my child's been doing this since she was this. She's been reading from this. Who cares? You're not going to get into the kingdom first. The Most High don't even care about that. He said he don't care about the wisdom of this world. It's foolishness unto him. If you really understood why Christ always talked about the garden and how important it is for us to have our own community and us to have our own land and us to be able to operate with our children more if we can, you will see a total different image of the Most High that he intended. Okay? So, anyway, let's go. We got some links to go into to show you why this is important. We got some links to go to. Because we know that Lot. Because if you wait too late, Lot had some children, right? If you go into the book of Jasher. He had some children that were already like some of us in the hood, getting turned out, going, instead of going back home, oh, mom, I got basketball practice. And you going to a freak party with your friends where you have no business at. Your children in middle school. This was going on. And you go home. Do you have homework? Oh, no, I ain't had no homework today. And then that F comes. Why you got an F then? Because you out there doing things you have no business doing. This is before LGBT even entered. We always just had that 1 or 2 people in our school. What do you think is going on now with the cell phones? Because we had pages when we were growing up. With the cell phones in school. What they in the bathroom watching? Who they talking to? Who are they around? We also had these little gothic looking white people in our school sometimes with all black on. We all know. What our parents told us was right, but when we went to school, there was different influences. Let's be honest. That's what made some of us go on different pathways. So why am I telling you this? Because you could teach them all the stuff you want to about the Most High and tell them right from wrong. And the scriptures do say, train up a child in the way that he should go, and he should not depart. But we think that our children have to go what we went through on every level. No, they don't. Well, you did it. So why they can't go through it? Let me tell you, why would I want my child to go through the trauma of this world and all of the, you understand, the troubles of this world of fornicating, of being bullied and being jumped. I can put them through different adversity of hard work. See? So a lot of you don't want to be real. But guess what? Life is going to be real. You want to keep, let me tell you, you want to keep living above your means. And the energy is not being brought into your children. Somebody else is teaching your children. Just like somebody else taught us. Madness. And they put these tests, these certain tests out there to try to separate us from these Gentiles when we learn differently anyway. When you can use a middle school education and still survive out here. If you working as a clerk in the grocery store, you really needed the basic math. And I'm not saying that's what we should settle for, but I'm telling you, you have to understand how these people think. They're going to give you a loan, right, for $250,000, $200,000, $100,000, $30,000, whatever the case may be, depending on what you are going to school for, right? So, for instance, you took a $200,000 loan out, and now you're going to get a $60,000 job. Does that even make sense? Now you're in debt. You make $60,000. How long is it going to take you to pay that debt off? Then you want to buy a house. So now you're forced to, you understand, bring both of these incomes together. And two people who went to college, they both in debt. So do you see the trap that they try to get our people to go through? Do you guys see the trap? How some of your children are so intelligent and have surpassed even some of these Gentiles, and still they come out and can't find a job. I know people who have double masters, went to the military. Oh, I'm sorry, you're overqualified. So it's like, should we not look at what these Gentiles are doing out here? You got to hit that like button. Should we not? Because when I was overseas, our brothers and sisters would actually study and get their degrees in certain things to get better paying job as teachers. When we was finding out it was Esau over there, they would have a bad life over here, but they can go overseas to Africa, to Egypt, certain place like that. And they sitting on the side like, oh yeah, we just got a fake degree. And they're making way more money than you because they're white. I know. And let me tell you, hey, I'll be working and all that. Some of these white chicks come to me like, hey, well, what are you doing after? I'm like, going home to my family. Because they over there for no good. They over there lying on their degrees and paperwork and getting better jobs than you. And you working so hard to do the same thing. But you trying to be honest like you're supposed to be about it. But this world is foolishness, guys, as the scriptures tell us. And you're like, why are you saying all this? Because I'm telling you, it's a whole scam. I heard it all. People paying for degrees, people paying people to go to school for them. I heard it all. I'm talking about real rumors. These are real rumors and things that goes on, guys. I'm trying to tell y'all. In overseas, where I was, it's straight business. Listen, when I was a teacher, because I taught all the way up from 1 to 12th grade. A lot of you don't know that. When I was a teacher, a lot of these students were, no disrespect, dumb as a doorknob. But because they had rich parents, pass them through, they come in here and get in a good college in America. It's a scam, guys. So if your child is going to go and do that, you as a family have to have a plan with that child. You guys have to be tight and have a good plan. Yes, they're going to go through adversity, but what I'm saying is it's not for every single person. You got to find out what's best for you and your family. I'm never going to tell someone education is bad. You have to be educated to even build the kingdom of the Most High. So we do need certain things, but what I'm saying is, what is your child's talent? What is your child's talent? It's not to be better than another Israelite. That's not what we need. We need them to be the best that God made them for you and your family. We just want to be the best in our own families because we're all on the same team. We're trying to play Esau's game. Oh, you better go try to make it before LeBron James or make it before this person, so they can just continue to compete with one another. That's y'all. Y'all want to compete with one another. Oh, she's been doing this and such and such. I can care less. I teach my children, don't try to be better than nobody. Be better than yourself. Because what's going to happen out here, somebody going to come around here and get their tail smacked trying to come around to one of mine with that mess. Straight out. That's straight vainglory. No one cares how smart your child is. Good. Use it for the kingdom. Use it for the kingdom. Don't come over here trying to compete with another Israelite child. We are together. We come together like Power Rangers for the greater good. So if your child is going to school just so you can use some false comment, some confusion to go against another child, the Most High is not anybody who exhausts themselves, as the scripture says, is going to be abased anyway. You can't even serve the Most High without humility. So you're teaching your child to be a brat that's going to hell anyway. And I'm going to read scriptures on that to prove that. You doing it just to say something. Well, you've already got your glory. No different than the Muslims praying in daylight. They still would treat us rude, but they think they holy because they got a beard going to the floor and a garment, and they praying in dust in the daylight. Praying in straight dust. All right. So let us stay focused and understand for our families, we have to start to make a plan where we see things going on. Or some of your children is going to be like Lot's children. You don't want to have a weak link in your household. Small or big. You better pay attention to them. I have family members who children were young, and for some reason, right, some of them, some family and friends I knew, I'm like, for some reason, you would see them young, and they would always, that little boy hanging around the girls, what eventually he gonna be doing when he get older. Don't be surprised. You thought it was cute. You just left him alone. And so now he's older. Now you want to blame him. You as a parent should have structured him and groomed him in the right path. Let me tell you, we have family members. We used to say, man, come over here and play with us because we've seen certain things like, hey, you over there playing. And there's no disrespect, but you over there playing with the girls. Come over here and play with us. We were smart when we were young. And we were nothing but like 5, 6 years old. We were smart. You see? But when we got older, hey, we see why now. Parents must have an eye on their children. We're going to read it in the scriptures. They can tell you whatever they're going to tell you, but you know how sneaky you used to be. Don't expect your child to not be the same way. Those same genetics, as a genetic printer, is coming through your child. Straight out. All right. So some of Lot's children, when it was time to go, had to stay back. The angels didn't say, oh, you got some more children. Let's bring them too. No. Some of y'all like, my baby. Who cares? I hate to be so blunt. You better raise them right so that the angels and the Most High can care. Because if they don't care, you can't save them. I'm going to read the scripture to you to show you that. That's why he said, hey, take some of my daughters, because some of his daughters were actually already tainted. And his wife was probably tainted too, but for whatever reason, they had mercy on his wife. That's why he said, don't turn around, because they pretty much already knew what she was going to do. He was trying to have mercy on Lot. You see, we see where her mind was at the whole time. She was playing Lot. Her heart and her mind was really back there. Okay. So let's go ahead to, we're going to go to our next scripture. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes. One second. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us get that really quick. I don't want to pull a Eastwood up in case, because I've been kind of lagging off and on for whatever reason. I don't know if they heard some keywords. Let me tell you, you're not gonna mess. They're not gonna mess it up, because we have to get through this today. We have to get through it. One moment. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is the whole duty of man. Okay? One moment. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it there. This is the whole duty of man. I thought I was saying something else. I'm sorry. This is the whole duty of man, people. So all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this world can be gained. All the money in the world can be gained. But if your child loses his soul, that the Most High put you over, man and woman, guess what? What was it all for? How important is it? You know how important it is? That's how we came here. Abraham did right by his children. The Most High said, I know Abraham's going to raise his children right. So that's how we got here. That's how important it is of what I'm telling you. If you let your children just do whatever out there and you're going to think, oh, they're going to be okay. They'll come back. Let me tell you, you can play that way if you want to, but do you really think that? Do you really think that Christ, the Most High had mercy on us for us to start this thing over, these curses over, and try to figure it out our way back through it? Some of us think that that's what we need to be strong or something like that. Adversity comes in many forms, guys. Just because your son is not growing up in the hood or your daughter's not growing up in the hood, at home, go and show them hard work. And sometimes give them a project and tell them to figure it out. That's adversity. Just because they're not getting beat up in the neighborhood, that's where you take them to go get boxing lessons. Or you get out there and show them how to do that. Adversity can still come. Just because your son is not a so-called street thug or street nigga, how they like to say it. Because you know the definition out there. They try to tell us when we were young, oh, he ain't no street dude, so he shouldn't get respect. Is he supposed to be a street dude? I don't know this misconception where, and I used to live the street life. But a lot of people who lived it, I'm going to tell you, some of them were cowards, if not a lot of them. Everyone was not who they say they was. A lot of them was studio rappers. I and the guy I rode with and a few others in the neighborhood that I was in, it wasn't too many actual men who actually stood up for what they said they was about. I figured it out because I was taught to by, I had a stepfather from Detroit. And, I'm going to just put it out there like that. But he told me how to handle myself because he been doing some things, to be. And he said, hey, this is how you can know who a man really is. You pull him to the side and he always say, you do your dirt on your lonely. Not that I should have been doing dirt, but this is the things that he learned of what he taught me. And when I came into the scriptures, I'm like, oh, I was already doing this. I was already pulling men to the side, you see. And I found out most of them would melt. And let me tell you, you can have a dude bigger than you and all that. You pull them to the side, you realize what they really about. And it don't always have to be that we're going to fight or stab or shoot. It's like they was afraid to talk. See, so I didn't always go to pull you to the side to fight. If it was going to be that, it's just me and you. And we done, you get me, I get you. We dust each other off and we keep it moving. Nobody got to know I dust you off. Nobody got to know you dust me off. We keep it moving like men. That's the time. That's where I'm from. You see, so, but what I'm saying is, all of that, man, is vanity. It's just the glorification of the world, and it needs the television. Your child, if you're tough, your child genetically is tough. You just have to bring it out through different adversity. You don't have to bring them back to the hood to get tough. You don't have to go put them in a fight to get tough. That's where you put them in organized martial arts, or, you can put them in different activities and sports, even if they're not going to play sports, professionally. Just, it's certain things that you can put them through to where when they have to figure life out, they become frustrated. And them learning patience through the frustration is adversity. Because the Most High is going to bless them even more, because now they don't have that extra baggage and luggage on them. Why would you put that on them when the Most High can bless them quicker than he blessed us? The Most High was stopping some of our blessings because we had certain devils and demons and spirits on us from our parents and their parents and their parents. So how about we actually take some of them off? So that's why I'm telling y'all, when you see these things going on in school, and each his own, because some people, like I said, they have night schools where that's not going on, but that's very rare today. But eventually, even that school, because they're going to start paying these teachers more, it won't be that way forever. So what I'm saying is look at the times ahead and then say, hey, in a year or 2 or 3 or whatever the case may be, we probably need to look at this and try this and plan this. That's all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah. A lot of y'all don't know. Let me tell you. They like Detroit. Let me tell you, Elder from the South, but I know everything about the East, the North, the South, and the West. All right. So I traveled, and I know people who know people who know people. So anyway, let's go to our next scripture here. Ooh, this is a good one. Ecclesiasticus 16:23. This is what I want to show you guys. Because especially for the sisters who, I'll say this, for the sisters who, if you are with a merged family and you had a dude who you know was a knucklehead and he had a son, and you know he fooled you into thinking that that's who he was when he was probably not that person who was going to be there for you and take care of you the right way. And then his son comes out a certain way. You like, you just like your dang daddy. You know what? You know why you're saying that? Because he is. That's the facts. Christ said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Okay. And even though your child is doing evil, you want to make excuses when that stepdad is trying to whip his butt. Now, the thing is, y'all should have already discussed that, you know, this your new husband with this other dad of this child, because no one wants anyone whipping their child like that. Now, some dads, I say to the stepdad that you can do that and all that. But what I'm saying is now this child is being bad. The only thing you're telling your new husband, like, hey, guess what? You know, you're making excuses for him. You're really making excuses for the same Negro who you was with. Say straight out. So the apple don't fall far from the tree. So somebody had to discipline them. And realistically, when mothers do it, our generation does not come out good. So this is where it comes to where if that child gets old enough and it's time for us to dip and he's still off, I can guarantee you, like the angels did a lot, that child won't be coming. Or you and your whole family is going to suffer for that evil in that child. I know serious situations like this of teenagers and all that don't want to listen to their parents, all that, to where people want to run away, to where people like, you can't whip me, they're going to call CPS. Let me tell you, y'all don't know what they learning in these schools to come back to your house and tell you, you can't whip me, I'll call CPS. And listen, and I'll get parent divorce on you, because that's another thing that's out there now. Y'all don't know. So brothers, before you join families, you better think about all of this. You better say, hey, let me talk to this other parent, whatever the case may be, and y'all figure whatever y'all need to figure out. Because these are the things that you're going to have to go through. You need to figure the things out with the schooling, because you're going to have to deal with people coming in there with rainbow hair in reading time. We're going to show it all tonight. Because if the houses is not in order, as Ezra says, guess what? You even if you're marked, guess what? You ain't going to be helped, because you got a weak link in the house. So you guys want to fix your whole household and get it in order and pay attention to your children before it gets too late. You got some people who want to just be in the truth and think they can just hang around. I'm one of the elders where my own family and friends know how real I am. If you come incorrect, I'm sorry, you won't be around here. It's just what it is. Straight out. My own children, anybody. Straight out. I teach mine the real from young. You mess up, the Most High gonna kill you. It's just what it is. Okay? Of course, I tell them in a certain way, but it's the reality of it. In the old times, they would take the child who wouldn't listen, a teenager, whatever the case may be, or somebody who be living with mama in this time who's older. He don't want to listen to his parents. Take him to the elders. He can't get right with the elders. They're going to take him and stone him to death. That's how it used to happen. So a child misbehaving would not be tolerated in the land of Israel. But I was brought up, my mother brought me up like, listen, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I had to be brought up with straight honor. You see, that generation is far from here now. They don't want to listen to any wisdom from the elders. Okay? Just telling you. So you could be like E, that's my baby. You could be, let me tell you, be like Lot's wife, that's my baby. Oh yeah, he's your baby, but you're gonna be going straight to hell with your baby. So you gonna be rolling with that man in the house, or you finna leave and go take care of that baby? Y'all better get it real how the Most High work. Let me tell you, Khan's whole family got burnt with fire after being stoned. The Most High is a different God than y'all think. It's no games being played. I'm trying to tell y'all the real before y'all get to the wilderness and say, Elder Carr, can you go over there to that mountain and talk to the Most High? He too scary for us. Well, we try to tell you real in the lessons so you can understand what's going on now. You don't think we're going to be scared of the Most High? We scared now. We don't want to be scared later. We scared now. Ain't no coddling the children. You better get it right, or your butt is grass. You know how it's really supposed to be said. Straight up. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and read. A lot of us want to be soft. Don't whoop your children. Don't punish them. You have them running all over the place. Oh, they okay. They just playing. Yeah. Ain't no order, no structure. So don't expect them to have it when they grow up. Let me tell you, mine ain't running around no church. And if they is, they know Daddy gonna give them, just like the Most High do the image. He said we was made in his image. Daddy gonna give them a look. You gonna get a look. And let me tell you, you already know what's gonna happen when you get home. That belt is coming off, or if in the car you in that bathroom, you get a little too crazy. Don't make Daddy stop my lesson to get on your butt. And see, these are the children that's gonna make it in, that made it into the wilderness. Those people who had structure, who was raised to fear the Most High. Mine don't get a pass because they elders' children. Oh, what? I'm from Louisiana, boy. That belt comes out, that leather, that cow leather comes out, straight out. But really, because they understand that, you know, there's a man in the house and he runs things a certain way. We really never have to get whippings ever. Every now and then, maybe, who knows, but really never ever. Because when a man's in the house, after a while, you start to know what he want, how he like it. And mom will be like, oh, it ain't that bad. What do you do? Oh, no. You get start from young around here. My mama told me she would get me in 6 months. I can say that now I'm a grown man. But let me tell you, look at me now. It worked. I ain't talking about with no belly. I'm talking about you know. Okay. We Israelites. Israelites is tough. I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm saying maybe how strong I am now. I was strong when I was young. But she said I was a good child, so let me stop playing. Ecclesiasticus 16 and 23. He that, hold on 1 second here. 1 second, let me see. Do I have the right? Hold up 1 second here. Let me make sure I have the right scripture here. This is not it here. 1 second, guys. One moment. Where is that scripture? I'm finna get it. One moment. Did I switch him up? No wonder. Why did I write that? I wrote the wrong. That's why. Ecclesiasticus 16:1. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. And they like, what you about to read, Elder? Ecclesiasticus 16:1. Here we go. Sirach 16:1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. That's my baby. And then you got a man come say, girl, that child bad as hell. Excuse my language. Straight up. You that child needs some discipline. Bring him over here to my house for a sec. I had that boy doing all type of push-up holes. He's sitting on the wall in a squat position. Kneeling on a bag of rice. Holding books out your hand. Have him out there scraping them leaves up. See? See, this is the thing, man. Real men of the Most High, very straightforward and just very real about things. Some sisters, and it's not their fault. They want to believe in these little lies that the devil's saying, like Eve said. And then later on, I probably should have sent them to his daddy. Yeah, you should have. Your conscience told you that in the beginning, and you say it later when you realize that's my baby, and you take the baby. You got to play the man role. See, because now you got to go work. You got to help them with their homework. You got to do all of that stuff that you could have let him do because he wanted his baby, and then later on, because you was just trying to be selfish when he made that baby. Check it out. That's y'all baby, but he made it. See. But y'all didn't split, so you got to restore. So this is later on you complain because now you didn't have a good life, and now you want somebody later who got to have all that money to come and take care of you and your baggage. That's the reality of it. But you don't want to admit that. If you'd have just let that man raise him, he wouldn't have been in jail. He wouldn't have been depressed. He wouldn't have been doing drugs. She wouldn't have been out there in Houston. We call it Bissonnette Street. See, that's the reality of it. Because you winking at her ignorance or his ignorance too much. When daddy don't play nothing. When daddy say sit down, every child better sit down. Or mama, you going too hard. Let me tell you. Look at our community. Somebody got to go hard because they going hard in the streets on each other. Because daddy didn't go hard. Okay? You need a man to raise that boy. And then the women, they're not the same when they're not around daddy. Even if you got a thing where it's like, hey, it's that time of the month, go to your mama's, have your mama help you out. Come back over here, I need you to do this. Ain't no boys coming around. She needs to feel that protector or she not going to know when she get with a man what that's about. See? You got some man who done married women and because they wasn't around their fathers to get hugged. How you doing, daddy? When they was young and all of that. I love you, daddy. Guess what? She's frantic. She can't even get touched to get a hug or a kiss. And now he married that and he's with that for the rest of his life. How important it is for our community to take control of our children for the next generation. If you don't, somebody will. Some colorful people will. Social media will. The world will. The devil will. Come unto them instead of, like Christ says, suffer your children to come unto me. Yeah, the people who attack them are going to get punished. But will you ever get your same child back the way this world's going? Ooh, I got some articles to go into. After this. I'm going to show you why I'm saying this. Y'all like, Elder, why you coming so real? Why don't you prophesy unto us lies? We want to eat the fruit of the tree of good and evil. See? Y'all don't want the tree of just good. You want the tree of good and evil. that's you see, because let me tell you, we're getting ready to go into a whole new thing We're transitioning to the wilderness. Those kids, you don't want them to be tainted. These are the souls that you're after and that you're over. You don't want them to have secret things you don't know about. See, that's why the scriptures tell you, watch over the daughters at night. Let me get them phones. Yep. Let me get them. Let me tell you, you ain't baking a cake or learning this and learning that. Put it over there. It ain't too well when we was young. You can go to the mall and have a girlfriend, boyfriend. That was all fornication. They was promoting it to us to live like that. We don't actually need this so-called technology when we were growing up. We were out there playing with blackberry bushes and playing in dirt and running around down the street to the neighbor's house. You see? Let's go back to Ecclesiastes 16:1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice. Rejoice what? Though they multiply, rejoice not in them. Is it telling you to hate your children? No. It's like, listen, you know your child needs discipline. Don't play with them. Don't go around bragging on them, and you know that your child is a misbehaving kid in all reality. You're covering for your child, even though you know the truth. You just like your dang daddy. Yeah, he is. And if you don't get him right, and you should have left him with his dang daddy so his daddy can teach him how to be a man. Because see, even though your daddy is a dang daddy or whatever you want to call him, he would have been stronger being with him because he know how to get through life and not be afraid. A man is afraid to go out there and get a job. But sometimes when you be with a woman, because you know daddy gonna tell you, hey boy, like on Boys in the Hood, go up in there and clean that tub. And the boy looking at him like, I got to clean this tub. Yep, that's the adversity you finna go through here, buddy. Mama be done cleaned the tub for you. Oh, I ran the bath water for you. Pah! And wonder why your baby in jail. Wonder why your baby's selling drugs. Wonder why your baby getting killed. Wonder why your baby putting guns to other people's heads and robbing. Because you didn't let daddy do what he was supposed to do. It's not a blame. It's like, hey, let us take the new generation we have now and watch over them and protect them now. Let them come to Christ. Don't let them get tainted by the devil, because each and every household is you and your own choice. If your children is fast and know about the same thing we knew about, I'm gonna be honest with you. You kind of going the wrong way behind. You can fix it while you got a little grace, but you're kind of going the wrong way behind already. We're supposed to be pure. They're supposed to be pure. So Christ made a sacrifice for us to live. We now need to make a sacrifice for our children to live in harmony and righteousness without being tainted. I gave y'all an article how that little boy was on that bus and got molested by many children for months. In elementary, while middle school kids was coming on the bus with elementary school. When certain things happen, you can't take them back. There's a demon that comes in a child at that moment. Even when adults do it, there's a demon that comes in. Yes, can things get cast out or cast away? Yeah, but let me tell you, it ain't that easy, baby. It ain't that easy as you think. Oh boy. My baby. We got to stop this. My baby. Get him disciplined. Stop saying my baby. If he ain't hurt, make him work. The scriptures tell you bow their head down while they're young. You keep making excuses. Why you whip them so hard? Because life is hard. Desire not a multitude. And we don't. And we don't preach abuse. We preach just whipping the butt fairly. We don't preach abuse. Esau just tell you, just because you do the basic whipping, that's abuse. And then they come and take your children and do something else. Oh, we're going to talk about it all tonight. We're going to talk about all that. Because while you whipping your children, they doing more than whipping. They got the other type of whips with the leather on. With the little cat ears on top of it like cat women. Oh boy, y'all know we gonna go in. Verse 2. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except The fear of the Lord be with them. A man usually instills that. A woman can, but it's not that successful, according to statistics. It's not that. He'll go through things in life and come back. But we want to not let them have to do that. We don't want them to be like the prodigal son if they don't have to be. So that's what broken homes does. We want them to get right. They're going to stumble either way. When I'm not saying that children are going to make mistakes and still not going to be children. Foolishness is bound in the mind of a child. We understand that we're all born in sin. We're not talking about that. But we don't want the world to taint them. Let them deal with the natural sins that every man may deal with and mistakes. But let's not have the world be able to bully them and have freedom to our children. That's what I'm saying here. That's all I'm saying. We all, you want some snacks, you done went in the refrigerator. I know me, my mama, don't you touch my ice cream. I'm up in that thing with the spoon, scraping it off on the top. So we all done certain things. Right? But we talking about we don't want the world to come in there and take our children. Okay? It's certain things that children are just going to do. Obviously. Okay? We were children. We understand that. That doesn't mean your child is bad because it's certain things that they make mistakes in the house, all that. What I'm saying is we don't want the world to have our children. Because you can correct those things you see, even though you're not going to see every little thing. But you guys get where I'm going here. Okay. Let's go to verse 3. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000. And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. And some of y'all in this world that we lived in before the truth have lied to yourselves thinking that all your children are godly, and that's just not the truth. As black people, we've been through the curses and all of that, but we also can't lie and call evil good and good evil. We can't do that. I'm sorry. It's your job to say, hey, this is what I ended up with. This is, as a parent, I need to be responsible and do my best to fix that. And I want to fix it. And if this child gets to legal age to where they cannot listen to my household, they got to roll. Find your own job, find your own way now, because I've done the best that I can do. You still don't want to listen? Have at it. Okay, have at it. Because let me tell you, because if not, that baby gonna stress you to the grave. He gonna be staying with mama his whole life. And you just, because you don't want the cops to hurt him. Let me tell you, he can go out there and smoke weed. He can go out there and be a little street thug, all he want to. And he bringing all them demons back in your house. Not mine. Find your way. Hopefully you return and repent. Hey, I'll welcome you. It may not be, you may not have this same comfy bed. And it may be temporary. Because you're going to have to go back. You're going to have to go find a temp service. You're going to have to go find something. But we ain't bringing those spirits in. And that's if the door is open. That's if. Because I really like to sleep peacefully. It's been situations where you let these people back in, their old friends. Before you know, you done woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hold up, what's going on? Who is these cats out here? Oh, that's just my friends. Didn't I tell you can call? I thought you repented. Get up out of here. Because let me tell you, I got some in this bag. What they call a stick today. With the number 12 on it. With some shells. They better hit that. Let me tell you. They better hit that dough. Straight out. Okay? And I ain't got the Elmer Fudd joint. You see? I got the thing that keep going. Do. Let me tell you. Get him up out of here. You can go be a street rap thug somewhere else. And mind you, you talking about a person who is from all this. But when you come to serve the Most High, your children must be embodied in that. Street rap thugs is broke. Even the rich, even the so-called rich ones on TV, they broke. They ain't got no money. Don't let them lie to you. They look good. They got fake chains. I know. Okay? The only rich one is probably Drake, and that's it. Mm-hmm. A lot of these guys, and I pray some of them come to the truth from the situations that we've been through. But they still don't have education to know buy land and do certain things with our families. When you homeschool your children, you're now teaching them also financial literacy. You're teaching them how to garden. You're teaching them how to survive with what Gentiles do. You're teaching them how to run the family business. If you ever start a family business, these are things that you can work together as a family, how they did in the ancient times. Chains is rented. There you go. I don't know how a lot of people listen to these rappers anymore. I've been around some of the real ones and all that, and it's a whole facade. Give me a break. It's a whole facade. They are not real as you think. They far from that, actually. They make some good music, but that's about it. They need to come to the Most High, so let's keep it there. Anyway. Verse 4. For by one that had understanding shall the city be replenished. So if you raise up your son or your daughter in righteousness, that's what the Most High cares about. He don't care about you having a bunch of kids. Some of y'all like, wow, I can't have a lot of kids. Let me tell you, if you got one that's righteous, praise the Father. The angels rejoice for one in heaven. That's how the Most High thinks. Yeah, Drake is half Jewish, but you know, he can get this truth. His father's black. He can still get this truth. You know. He ain't you know, my type of style, but, you know, he can still get this truth. As long as he humble. This ain't the 6 over here, though. This is 7. Okay, brother? So, I'm just telling you. Anyway, verse 4. For by one that had understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. Just like in our neighborhoods, Chicago, New Orleans, Katrina, the so-called Crips and Bloods, who are really no different than sodomites. Well, when you go there, you're getting jumped in, you're getting beat up, you're getting raped, robbed, and pillaged just to be down with somebody. Like, for me to be your friend, I got to get my butt kicked. I mean, I'm just trying to find the common sense in that. We got to know you down. You are 50, 60 years old claiming a gang? You're claiming the color blue? Do you own the color blue? Because I think Esau owned the actual color blue. I think they own that. They patent that. Do you own Grape Street? Do you own the color purple? This Grape Street gangster. Do you have any grapes or farm or land or anything? Because you saying this is your block, but do you? I haven't seen any grapes around. Only thing I see is these cats rolling around, pants down, robbing and stealing like the sons of Cain. One thing about me, man, the street life is very bad. But I knew, and it doesn't make me better than anybody, but that a gang is grown children. Now, when you're from California, I guess it's for them, they always say it's different. You got to be from there and all that. But the common sense told me I don't need to join a bunch of group of grown men to play house. Sorry. These cats is getting interviewed on Vlad TV now. And they always trying to sound with some type of hard deal. Oh, yeah, man. And you still broke. You on Vlad TV, but Vlad is the one making the money. Not you. You're broke. That's just the reality. All your gang banging days, you're still broke. So what is it of getting the wisdom of this world, of these master degrees? What is it of getting some red or blue flag or all of these gangs? What is it? Of getting Masonic degrees and all of that if you lose your soul and it ain't worth nothing and you still broke. I mean, at least if you're going to be a gangbanger or you're going to go to hell, do it big. Have some money. You're going to go get a master's degree. Do it big. I'm just saying. Because you go to the country, you think people broke. People ain't broke. I'm going to tell you right now. They might not want to be seen. But when you start to count the cost that it takes to have land with certain acres and how much that tractor costs, how much that little metal thing over there costs that you don't even know what it is, and it costs as much as a car, your mind gonna change. You're gonna be like, oh, I paid that for my brand new car. And it's a piece of junk metal that you thought was just trash. Let me tell you, people wasting their time in that life and in that world when we should be teaching our children the value of the Most High and the things that matter. We're not going to be able to do it if they're taken, though. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and let's go into some of these links real quick. Yeah, let's go into some of these links really quick. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about that's going on in real life. We know what the scripture says. Let's go into it. Then after that, we're going to go into Ecclesiasticus, I think 7. All right. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Here we go. Let's see. Check this out, guys. One moment while it's loading up. I pray I can actually show my kid's cartoon today. If not, I'm just going to give you guys a link where you can go watch it after in case I don't want this to slow down. That's all I'm saying. For whatever reason, we were rolling good and then it went.
Several local police agencies.
Fair use, educational purposes only. Check this out. Hold up. One moment.
He's partnered with the FBI to arrest dozens of suspected online child sex predators. Good evening. I'm Clarice Tinsley. 59 suspects were arrested between mid-January and last Friday following a months-long investigation. Police say nearly 30 children were victimized. Fox 4 Stephen Dial talked with the Plano detective who was one of the lead investigators. Stephen.
Fair use.
Clarice, investigators say the victims in this case, children as young as infant ages, and also the lead investigator for the Plano Police Department telling us they initially got information and tips about this from sites like Facebook and Google.
Ooh, it's lagging. Sorry.
Sadness, to be quite honest with you, to have that many individuals who are exploiting children in our communities, is a terrible thing.
The Plano and Dallas Police Departments announced the arrest of 59 people, the vast majority men. Operation Janus targeting the online sexual exploitation of children. More than a dozen other law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, were involved. Jeff Rich is the detective handling the Plano side of the case.
The electronic service providers,
One moment. That thing is lagging like crazy. So, listen, guys. Teachers were involved. Did you read that? Dallas firefighter teachers among 59 people facing charges in North Texas child exploitation cracked. Teachers involved. So for them to come to Christ or allow them to be taken from the world, from cell phone, from social media, from TikTok. Who's sitting around dancing all dang on day? Are you kidding me right now? This is why mothers are not really the heads of the family. They on TikTok dancing with the daughters. It's one thing to be dancing on TikTok, then you're going to be TikToking somewhere else where there's some poles around. See? So that's why men be like, hey, man, get up off of that TikTok. Straight out. You got predators on this thing. Okay? When I first came back to Babylon, they had found in a part of Texas, dentists, doctors, and lawyers are part of human trafficking. So I'm just telling you guys, everybody is not who we think they are. Everybody is not who we think they are. And guess what the operation was called? It's called Operation Janus. See? It was called Operation Janus. And some of you be like, you know, who or what is Janus? So let's read a little bit about let's use fair use and read a little bit about Janus. All right, let's see here. We're gonna go to Wikipedia here. Just get some basic knowledge for those of you who may not know. Let's see here. In ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus, once again, fair use, educational purposes only, to teach people about the god, the Roman god Janus, is the god of the beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality. That's why it has, let me move myself so you can see. That's why it has two faces. That's why when you see things like 50 Cent's Power, he's dealing with duality. This is a Masonic thing, guys. Okay? Duality. Doorways, passages, frames, and endings. What are we talking about here? Right? We're gonna show it. He is usually depicted as having two faces. The month of January is named for Janus. According to the ancient Roman farmers' almanacs, Juno was mistaken as tutelary deity of the month January, but Juno is the tutelary deity of the month of June. Janus presided of the beginning and ending of conflict and hence war and peace. The gates of a building in Rome named after him, not a temple as it is often called, but an open enclosure with gates at each end, which were opened in time of war and closed to the mark of arrival of peace. As god of transition, he functions pertaining to birth, to journeys, and exchange. Let me tell you, that's all garbage. Let me tell you why. When they talk about gates, passages, doorways, what do you think they're talking about? They're talking about portals. They're talking about portals, guys. They're telling you the surface. Where when they because sexual occult magic is one of the fastest ways to get that demon inside of a person. It's sex. The same thing they're teaching our children in school. Dare, get on the drugs, because if I dare you to not do the drugs, you will do the drugs. See? And what are those? Gateways. They're after school trying to smoke a little tweed. Huh? They're after school trying to smoke a little tweed. And then the gateway is open. And now they're talking about going to some little party. In my time, they call them freak parties. When we was in middle school, that's what they would call. You want to come to a freak party? I'm like, what's that? I was just an innocent little good boy. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe they were trying to force it on me. 90%, if not 95%, of the school, the middle school I went to, were children in gangs having sex. I seen people getting jumped. Let me tell you, to where guys are getting stitches. I seen it all. The first day of school in middle school, I went to Ali Middle School, and they tried to jump me. I was a little handsome little kid in class, ain't bothering nobody. I was uncomfortable being in the new school. You know, some girls like me. You know how that goes. And then they told me, somebody come whisper in my ear, they gonna jump you off the school. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't bother nobody. I didn't been bullied enough at the other apartment complex I was in. And I'm terrified, my heart pumping. And I had some people a few guys from Florida who was some Hoover Deuce Crips come up to me and say, man, we got your back. Don't worry. And I was like, I ain't got to join your gang for you to get my back, huh? Because I'm like, I'll just fight myself. I was scared, but I was still going to fight. And they was like, you know what? Nah. It made sense to them, like, because I'm like, I don't feel like I need to join a gang to be somebody's friend. So I was scared as heck, but I was going to fight for my life. But yeah, these are the things that's going on in school. Now, what if mama would have found out that her little child, because I didn't really tell my mom all these things, because you feel weak. As a man, I felt weak to go home and tell my mom these things. I felt like I should just take it and just try to be tough. So, right? So I was a good little child, guys. I really was a good little child. And my mom did very well raising me, and my stepfather disciplined me. He was in the military, and but for me personally, if you know, a lot of you guys don't even know, some of your kids may not tell you what goes on in school. And I didn't tell them the things that I should have told them, that people was trying to do something bad to me. I took it. But that's my personality. I don't just go run and tell mommy everything. You know what I mean? But imagine your child is going through this. I'm sorry. My child, I know my son is a very good child. I'm not saying, you know, I was perfect. None of us is perfect, but let me tell you, as good as my son is, I can't imagine him going to school and then somebody trying to jump him and I don't know about it. And then something happened to where my child ends up dead or hurt. What? I can't tell you, like, let me tell you, saying sorry doesn't solve everything. A lawsuit does not solve everything. Some things you can't come back from. I seen in this same middle school a bad little child who used to go there. He was in ninth grade. He was driving a car. The children were getting on the buses. This guy rode through swinging. We call it in Houston swinging and banging. He was swinging his car. He ended up hitting someone's child who flipped over the car, and he just kept going. So what I'm telling you guys is this is how bad my school was. It was very bad. They had metal detectors and all that in this time. You had Southwest Cholos, Black Disciples, Gangster Disciples. You had the Crips, the Bloods, all that in one school. And when I grew up, I look back, I'm like, how did they have all these gangs? And these gangs are from somewhere else. They took this stuff serious. They took this stuff serious, guys. So this is the jungle that I'm from. I'm from a scary environment, man, and I didn't like it. So would I like my child to like that and more now? Because now it's more. So, and imagine, like I said, I didn't even tell them, mama, they trying to jump me. I didn't say a word. I used to get in elementary bullied by gang members. In elementary, I was just in first grade, guys. I was in the time where they had to whip your children. Sometime I didn't bring my homework, but I was afraid to tell my aunt why I didn't bring my homework, because I was staying with my aunt at one time, where my mom went to school for a while. And I would go to school and get beat on my hand with the ruler. That's the time, you know, they would whip you or whatever. But it was two guys I would walk home with. They were cool sometimes, but sometimes they just wanted to bully me. And they would just, you know, beat me up or whatever, tear my homework on my bag. I would get home to my aunt, where's your homework? And I would say I didn't have any homework. So this is what's going on in our neighborhoods. And I was actually a good child. I really was. I didn't get really into no trouble. My mom told me this day, she said she didn't have any pain having me. And she said I was a very good child. So this is what I've been through. So when I became older, I was always getting bullied. But when I look at it, I look at where I'm at now and how this world tries to come on us Israelites. A lot of us don't know that these demons know our purpose, and they would try to hunt us and attack us at an early age. So we have to watch our children, because this happened to Abraham. Don't forget, this happened to Abraham with Nimrod. This happened to a lot of you guys. So you have to now watch your children, because your children are promised to be in his kingdom. But if you let them get tainted, now some of us, praise the Most High, was able to come back. But imagine a child who could have said, Aunt, they bullying me. They took my homework. Why didn't I tell her? Why do I feel like I should be able to take that and just go through it? And I was only in second grade. So psychologically, your child now becomes messed up. So y'all better start paying attention and start being more involved in your child's life in school. Now, after a while, I got tired of getting beat up and I became a Judah gorilla, obviously. But I didn't let that make me become a bully. You know, listen, I was in high school. You had the big guys. They come and smack us, and we would be afraid. We wouldn't, you know what I mean? But after a while, it's like, hold up. We start punking them after a while. You know what I mean? But it took some time, because you, as a child, you just think the world's supposed to be this perfect, good place, but it's not. And I'm telling y'all that because now it's way different. It's way different. And you know, your parents gonna tell you, go to school, you better fight back. And that's what we had to do. I used to play football, and we used to tell Coach, we play against the white team, and Coach, man, when we get, you know, after the tackle, man, they punching us and doing this. Coach, you know what Coach said? I had a black coach. Go do it back to them. That's all he had to tell me. I was always trying to follow the rules of Esau. But then when I figured out Esau wasn't playing by every rule, I'm not going to lie, it kind of turned me into a little rebel to a certain degree. And then I realized, like, that little boy who was watching that little Vin Rames slave movie, he wants to find out why is his people the only one going through it. So this is the thing that's going through my mind, of going through school and my own people, you know, going through it, but they also bully me. It's a lot going on for a child. So a lot of people don't know all of those things. Now, when I became in the streets, I was like, like a 50 Cent. I was a 150, 65 soaking wet. But men was terrified of me, because at this point, no one was gonna bully me no more. Because that's when they gave me the name Tiger, because you was gonna get hunted down, basically. So when I got baptized, I said, Elder, what's gonna be my name after the baptism? He said, I'm gonna call you Lion. He didn't know my name was Tiger. But tigers, they roll alone, solitude, because I didn't really want to hang around people because everybody was haters. And then when he called me Lion, I realized, I said, man, my name used to be Tiger. How am I going to be Lion? Because I used to like tigers. And I realized it's like, nah, you got to roll with a body now, because lions roll in a body. They roll in a pride. You don't got to roll alone no more. You got the people of the Most High. So that, it was amazing. I said that because I know how Elder Ricard got his music name, and I thought I'd just put mine out there, how I got my name. And how Malak got his name, Deacon Malak. His name was, his real name is Merlin. But you know Merlin the wizard, or whatever the case may be. But he's actually a Levite. And it was crazy how the Levites was the priests. And it's like, so you took the bad wizard and brought it to the good powers of the Most High. So, but anyway, that's just a side note, man. These are the things that your children can go to school and be going through. They can be getting broken psychologically. Now, I'm very grateful to have went through these things, because it made me very tough to be able to deal with my people, to understand my people, to know my people. It's like the Most High was like, nah, you're going to go through what Joseph went through. You're going to get beat. You're going to get bullied. Joseph got scolded and all of that. But you're going to come out with power. Right? So I didn't know I was going to come through a time to be a part of something to wake my people up. You see what I'm saying? So, because I know our people can be totally selfish. You got the yellow dude getting hated on because he's light skinned by the dark dude. It's all of these same things that people is going through at school. You got, women try to, when you gonna sleep with me? I'm in middle school. I don't want to sleep with nobody. I just want to go to school and get some good grades. And they would always hunt me down and say this, and I felt embarrassed. I felt pressure. You see? So this is what your children are going through on steroids now. And I know some of y'all crazy out there. So what I'm telling you is, before it get too crazy, start checking on your children more. Start going to school, ask questions, have a plan. Okay? We're gonna go through some more links because I'm gonna show y'all something. Let's go through some of the hypocrites really quick. Like Madonna. Let's go through some of the hypocrites. Why are we going through this? Because these are the people who's coming after our children. These are the people who's coming after our children. See? Oh, why is it going so slow? Maybe I need to restart the program. But if I do that, we got to start a whole new session. Now we're going to have to just keep it rolling. Madonna jokes about her cute new face after swelling from the surgery. Let me tell y'all. I personally don't know what's going on here, if she got surgery, whatever, or she had, some people out there saying she has a skin on, like another type of skin, because people actually wear skins in real life. This is an ancient cultural thing when it comes to the elite. Somebody showed a picture where, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not saying it's so, but it looked like she was wearing a straight skin. And it's saying they were saying that a lot of celebrities go out there wearing skins. I don't know how true it is, but I believe it only because I watch a lot of shows. I watch Game of Thrones. I watch a lot of series, and I've seen them wearing skins. Like, it's a whole research on this of something that the Romans, you understand, that Edom would do, guys. I'm just telling you the truth. So it was on The Walking Dead that they was wearing skins. It was in Game of Thrones that they was wearing skins. It was in a few other things that they would put on a total another person's face. Straight out. So why am I showing this? I'm gonna show you why. Let's go to some of these hypocrites. Watch this. The untold truth of Madonna's many children. Because these are some of the people that if you don't take care of your children, who's going to have your children? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but yeah. The untold truth of Madonna's many children. Fair use. Educational purposes only. Right? Look at her. Hold up. 1 second here. Look at her. Yeah. Looking real gothic, huh? Huh? Yeah, she has some story on how they didn't have their parents in this certain part of Africa, and I went to go adopt them. Yeah, right. As if you care. Yeah, right. I'm gonna show you what she's doing. Let's show you what she's doing. Man, I wish this thing wasn't lagging. Let me see. Let me show you what she's doing. Let's look at her son, how old he is now, what he's doing. Let's see what he's doing now. Hold up, where's that thing at? Hold up, 1 second. Madonna 63 says her son David Banda 16 wears her clothes and looks better in them. He can even wear a dress and look butch. Whoa. Is that why you got your son there? I'm trying to load this thing. It's loading slow like crazy. I got some of the best internet there. What is going on? Look at your boy. Hold up. Uh-oh. There you go. Is that what this thing is about? Nah. Is that what it's about? Let me tell you guys. You better take control of your children or somebody else will. Look at this guy. Look at our poor brother. Look at our poor brother. Look at our poor brother. See? So, let me tell you guys, this is what's going on. But we ain't done yet. Let's show another hypocrite of our own people. Let's see here. Let's show another hypocrite of our own people. Fair use, educational purposes only. Hold up. Hold up.
$71,000 black girls under 17 went missing in 2021. And they were identified as runaways. 9 out of 10 were identified as runaways. If you're identified as a runaway, no Amber Alert, no law enforcement attention, nothing.
Having covered Gabby Petito on the ground and knowing that this has brought more awareness to that issue, we're talking about it more than I could ever recall as a journalist. How much do you think the show has helped with that conversation?
I mean, we've only been out a few days.
Fair use.
But already the response has been enormous. And we have heard from every organization that does this work. The media decides who holds importance, which is why we know about Gabby. We know that hashtag. We know all of those hashtags. 71,000?
Oh, give me a break.
Name one hashtag.
Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. No one wants to hear your lies. No one wants to hear your lies, my sister. You need to come back to the Most High. Because you're talking straight hypocrisy right now. Look at you and your family. Let's see what's going on with her and her family. Talking about some missing girls. Yeah, do you really care, don't you, right? Let's see if you're sacrificing your children to Moloch. Let's see if you're sacrificing your children to Moloch. Yeah. Let's see if you're sacrificing your children. One moment. Bear with me, man. This thing is want to move slow. I probably should have restarted this thing in the beginning. That's what it is, probably. I think that's what happened last time. But we're going to make it through it. Fair use, educational purposes only. Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's daughter, Zaya, is officially granted legal name change. Congratulations are in order for Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's family because their daughter, Zaya, 15, was just legally granted a name change and assignment of gender at a Los Angeles Superior Court, as reported by People and Us Weekly. The teen has hold up. Let me get this back right. It just moved down. Hold up. The teen has going by the name Zaya since 2020 when she publicly came out as transgender. But now it has been made official that her name, Zaya Malachi, look, got the nerve to have one of the prophets' names, Aramis Wade, and she's been approved to have the markers for her sex changed on legal documents to match her gender identity. Zaya is one of the 2 children that Wade shares with his ex-wife, Siobhan Funches. The other being son Zaire, 21. Wade also has a son named Xavier. Let me tell you, I'm not gonna even go on all that, but because we better hope they survive out of this, you know. But they've already been tainted. You remember. Make sure you guys hit the like button. You remember when I told you earlier how some of Lot's children became tainted in the world? So that's what's going on here. While we cannot allow our children to go among people like this in school and be tainted. Did I not just tell you what I was going through? I was an innocent child. Listen, sex didn't even come in my mind. And me going to school in 6th grade, this girl like me, and they talking about she already had many partners. You think her mom knew that? Do you think her mom knew that? They would come to me and be like, man, yeah, she been with this person, that person. You can have it too. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't like anybody. I just want to come to school. So I would tell them, thank you, man. I'm good. I'm good, you know. And they try to force it on you. Sometimes you don't like somebody, they'll get you jumped too. This is how our people are. So imagine, this is Dwayne Wade. His situation is out in the open. But you got other people who still in the closet and on the low with this, and then your child is at school. You teach them right, but you better hope they follow what you say. And then when it's time for you to go, they was trying to act like they was following the truth the whole time. Well, I'm not going to go to the wilderness with you because I want my own life now. I've heard these things in the truth. I heard them in the truth because of school. You better watch over your children. You better hide your kids and hide your wife. Huh? Dwayne Wade says trans daughter Zaya knew gender identity since she was 3 years old. NBC News. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You are a boy. You were born a boy. Allegedly, you were born a boy. Let's check this other article out. Let's check this other article out real quick. One moment. Okay. News about devastated families make exit plan. Let's go here really quick, guys. One moment. Let that load up because this thing is moving crazy slow right now. It's probably not the internet. It's probably the program. It needs to be restarted. There we go. Devastated families make exit plans as Mississippi lawmakers target trans kids. Fair use, educational purposes only. How long do we stay? So y'all leaving? Listen, they trying to leave as if they Lot's wife, Lot and his wife or something. Lucas McDonald's. You got all these little ads coming up. Hold on 1 second, guys. Good Lord of mine. We don't need all of this stuff here. Lucas McDonald doesn't want to leave home. Mississippi is the only place he's ever lived, the only state he's ever known. His friends Pedo High School tell him not to worry, that everything is going to be okay, that the lawmakers will come to their sentence, that the government won't sign it. And while they're trying to stay positive in their support, Lucas' friends were wrong. Governor Tate Reeves has promised to sign HB 1125 into law after it passed the House and Senate. It will establish the REAP Act in Mississippi, outlawing most gender-affirming health care for trans children in the state. Educational purposes only. Not putting my, I'm just reading it how it is. Now, the 15-year-old is faced with an impossible decision. Stay in Mississippi, where it will soon become impossible for him to access the medicine he needs to live a healthy life. What? Healthy life? Or leave his family behind and move hours away. Move just hours away, guys. Check it out. Move hours away with his grandmother. It's been really difficult because I know it will be better for me to move. Lucas told the Sun Herald. Look at the news. The news is working with, you understand, cheering this on, egging it on, At the same time, I don't want to leave my family and friends and have to start all over. Kayleigh McDonald is also torn. She wants her son to have his friends and support system and also grow with his brother and sisters. But she wants him to be able to start testosterone treatments and receive the health care he needs in order to be his truest self. You're not a he yet, but they want you to be your truest self. So this person was born a female, but the parents is like, well, you're probably going to have to go stay with grandma. Being that grandma's a woman and is not a man, you definitely can do anything over there. Because man had that thing coming in the house. Like, nah, it ain't going down up in here, partner. Straight out. Straight out. You right? So, yeah, this is what's going on, guys. This is what's going on. Let me show y'all something else. Y'all, listen, y'all, I had to go through these links for y'all. Y'all think this is a game? It ain't a game. It ain't a game. Let me show y'all something else. Cause before this so-called code thing came out, they said that they can privately give your children this without the parents knowing. I don't know if y'all paid attention to that, but they're going to slide all of this stuff in there and you're going to come to child. You did what to my child? I'm trying to do a lawsuit. Oh no, they was already putting this stuff out when it was going on. You just wasn't paying attention. You're too busy at work. We all got to work. We know that, but your child is more important, meaning you have to find a way where you can pay attention to we have to start educating ourselves on the laws, guys, that's going on. And if not, if we don't have time to be educating ourselves, find a way to get someone to homeschool your children, or you homeschool them. But then you're going to have to do a background check on that person. I know it's your friend, but you still, you got to watch everything. Straight up. So let's check this out. What we got here? California school district accused of secretly counseling child to transition gender. 1 second. Fox News. Let's see, can we get that? Let's see, can we get this loaded up really quick? Boy, let me tell y'all, it's real right now. I know some of y'all say, I'm going to war behind mines. Well, they have layers, so you can't just go to war that easy. And then you still want to be there for them so you don't want to be in prison? So your only choice, guys, is to start making sacrifices and start the transition. Depending on if you're in a state or a school that this is going on, but understand that all schools will have this soon. All. Okay? And if you just so happen to find one that isn't, the Most High blessed you. Praise the higher. So if you got to do research to do that too, maybe there's some people who will fight for that. So that's okay too. But you still need to know what's going on with your child, even in that school, because just because they don't do that in that school don't mean that they won't learn about different gods and different other things that still go right back to lead to that again. All right. Especially for the babies. I mean, your child really, even when they're older, can still get influenced though. But they can go live on their own and pay their own bills now if that's the case. But if you still want to keep your children in the Most High, I'm just saying, the little babies though, they're innocent souls that the Most High allowed to come into this earth to you, regardless of whatever circumstances or situations or mistakes you have made. He still allowed those souls to come from the heavens to you to be responsible over them. So try your best to work as a family and with the image of the Most High to make sure that those kids are going to be okay. All right. So let's check this out really quick before we go into this next thing. California school district accused of secretly counseling child to transition gender faces parents' wrath. Okay. Under district so-called parental, educational purposes only, fair use. Under district so-called parental secret policy. Look at that. They got secret policies. Schools will only inform parents of children pursuing or considering gender transition with students' prior written consent. Whoa. Check that out. Check that out. A California school district being sued for allegedly violating parental rights by transitioning an 11-year-old's gender in secret is facing the wrath of local parents. Come on with these ads, man. Of local parents who this week demanded transparency and for school officials not to keep them in dark on matters of importance to their children's lives. Seats were full. Hold up 1 second. Seats were full. Hold on. Seats were full at this week's Board of Education meeting of Chico Unified School Districts in Northern California, where a major point of debate was, come on now, stop seeing his ad. Okay. Listen, it just made me lose my place. So we listen, I'm getting annoyed at this. 1 second. The Lord of mine. I'm getting annoyed at that. Sorry. So I just wanted to put that out there. Y'all can read that a little more later if you want to. I can put the link for you guys there. Okay. Let me put that link in there for you guys. Dang on ads keep popping up. I ain't got time for that. So, California school district accused of secretly counseling child to transition. Let me tell you, the same thing that's going on there, because California and New York laws is very similar. Very, very similar. When the COVID thing happened, you understand, they was locking them things down on them sides, in them parts. Okay, so at least here in certain other places, they was like, nah, you still get the freedom of religion. You understand? We ain't forcing nobody to do nothing. They were still pushing that thing, but they just wasn't forcing it in every place. That's why Christ said, they persecute you in one city, you might have to flee to the next. Maybe a nearby city next to you or some family members over there, they may not be doing whatever the case may be. But we have to know our environments. We have to know where our children, we have to understand. You need to go there and ask questions. Is there some type of secret thing where children can take this or, go into some gender transition? Hold up. You guys need to go ask them questions. I would go do it ASAP. And I would go get something to where me and my child signed, and they signed legally stating none of that can go on. If it does, lawsuit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. If you take it lightly, that's on you. If you take it lightly, that's on you. Okay, so I'm going to go, we almost done here. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 7:26. You're almost done here. There we go. Ecclesiasticus 7:26. Did I say 26? Let's go to 23. We want to go to 23, excuse me. Ecclesiasticus 7:23. Hast thou children? Instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth. This is your job as parents, is giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for our culture and our people. Okay? Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, meaning you better know what's going on with your daughter at all times. Don't let her say, "Oh, I love you, Daddy. Oh, yes, sir." And then she at Tommy house. Or she talking on the phone, sneaking on the phone. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. That's all I got to say. Let me tell you. Oh, no. You better watch them. They come home pregnant like we did, our culture did, and our generation did. Our moms, our mothers and fathers, and their mothers and fathers. This have been happening and happening. Who gonna break the curse? Bring back the image and the discipline and the control of the house. And watch over your children. She telling you she going to whatever practice, volleyball practice. You know they be wearing them short volleyball shorts at school. Like my daughter can't wear them short shorts. I'm sorry. Put some leggings on them shorts or something. You had to find something out. Cause we used to go in the bleachers, boy. We used to love seeing them women in the volleyball short. We didn't like no volleyball, but we was going there just for that. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you think people is trying to be righteous at school, hey. So watch over your daughter's body. Go in the room at night, check on them, make sure they doing all right. See? Make sure what type of TV channels you got. You better protect your daughters. Shouldn't be having all that going on. We are righteous people. Okay? Verse 25. Verse 24. Has our daughters have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. Don't become their friend. You can still be a good father, have a great relationship with your children. But if you get too comfortable, and then you guess what? Oh yeah, Daddy, and you think you can trust them. There's no woman that's innocent. The scriptures tell you that women think about that more than men. You better read the testament of the forefathers. Okay? So it's our job to give honor to the woman as a weaker vessel on every level. That's grandma, that's mama. You know, they think with emotions. It's for some reason you can tell them what you want to tell them, but that little boy at school still wins them over. How is that always possible? It's only a few daughters who be smart. That little boy come there with that game like the devil did Eve in the garden. He come with the good. Oh, you so beautiful. Ever anybody told you so beautiful? Come with little roses for Valentine's Day and all that. And then he come with the evil. I'm pregnant. Oh my goodness. Where that little at? I'm gonna wring his neck. See? There you go. Now you gonna do a bid because you didn't follow the scriptures. Now you got worldly, and you didn't have to resort to the world. You could have just stayed keeping your house in order according to Christ. So let us do it the right way. See, my daughters know they got crazy brothers, crazy uncles, crazy leaders in the church. crazy daddy, crazy granny, crazy everything. You can try it. You're going to be living in a chicken coop with no shoes on. You better even think about it. Okay? I'm joking, y'all. Verse 23, bow at the end of verse 23, and bow down their neck from their youth. So make them learn certain things that it needs to be a woman under their mother. And if you're a father raising a daughter, they have different situations. Your father raising a daughter, sometimes if there's no woman around, her mother died or her mother was not a good mother and she out there doing the wrong stuff, well, you need to find a woman in the church to put her around sometimes so that she can learn under her sometimes, because a man can't do it all. It takes family. So, you know, a man can raise a boy all by himself, but sometimes that young lady needs to go and be around sisters. So you have to balance this thing off. Okay, when it's that time of the month, that's not your job to be. Call your sister, call her auntie. You know what I mean? So it's different situations. If you are a woman raising that boy, my best bet to you, if his daddy is going through that, okay, find a good man in the church to maybe talk to him every now and then. But see if his father, if he has an okay father, see if his father would take him to raise him to be a man. You see what I'm saying? That's just the best thing. You teach him still about the truth, and you hope he come back. But it's better that than he become feminine and afraid. That's why we don't have an army now. Everybody's being raised by women. We all afraid. Not me, but I'm just saying everyone's afraid out there. That's how they, you know. I had the common sense to know to leave the house early to go out there and work and be a man. No one had to tell me to leave. I did it on my own. I knew my mother worked hard. She had these children. I got to go out here and be a man. Mother had a new house. She's like, you got you a new room. I'm like, no, mama, I'm finna go out here and be a man. That's what I did. But everyone's not going to be like me. You got some boys who going to lay up under mama and end up being 40, 50 years old. Y'all know y'all got people like that. You know you got people like that. And mama ain't going to tell them to go nowhere because that's her baby. You got to stop. That's my baby stuff. A man going to come and knock him upside the dang on head and say, bro, you better go get a job. Straight out. Nobody care how cute you is. Stop telling these boys that they look good or they cute all day long. They hear that too much sometimes, and then they don't want to go work. They think them being cute gets them somewhere in life. I actually know people like this. Many brothers. They're so into themselves. They licking they finger on their eyebrows, and they think looking good, having a good body, looking cute is gonna get you through life. You got women doing everything for you, and you think you some type of pimp. You're a whoremonger, and you're gonna be bound to hell. You live to get comments and likes. See? Yeah. Let's go to verse 24. Has thou daughters, have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. Marry thy daughter, and so thou shalt have performed a weighty matter. Meaning, women usually gonna get married in this generation from 18 to 25. After that, they're actually lucky or blessed to still get married. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, we have grace because we're in the curses, but let us start the new generation back how it was supposed to be. It's just the reality. Our people don't want to hear reality. When we failed as a people, we can just pick up from there and do better, but we don't want to. The scriptures tell you, you confess your faults and you can be healed. As a nation, as households, as people, we have to confess our faults to be healed and just be real about it. We made a few mistakes, it's okay, but I'm going to get back and make sure my children don't do the same thing. Okay, we have to work together as a people. We can't fault each other. This is not about faulting each other, but we do have to face reality when we have done wrong or something's wrong. And just say, well, it's like this, Elder, because it is. You keep on saying that, it ain't going to fix nothing. We can make all of the excuses that we want, and guess what? The excuses just don't fix anything. And mostly it's going to be our sisters making the excuses. But Elder, if he did it, let me tell you, let him go and be a man. Work that boy. He's starting to get a booty like a woman somewhere. Let that boy go and work. He getting too much estrogen in him. Come to KIISupplements.com. Put that boy on some testosterone and put him out in the sun and let him work. Okay? So he can tighten back up and be like a Judah gorilla. Okay? Let's read the end of verse 25. But give her to a man of understanding. Don't give your daughter to a dude just because he handsome. Just because everyone must be proven. Just because you know this person of this leader or you know this person of that, it don't matter. Everyone must be proven to be with your daughter. Straight out. Some people be playing holy, acting holy. And then you be then have to run up over there, this dude ain't acting right with your daughter. So you got to get to know each other as family. That's why we have a courting thing going. Money don't solve everything. I tell a lot of young men, you better get in the Hebrew Bible Academy. How you gonna rule your house? You don't even know the Bible. You don't even know Genesis. You don't even know the basics. How you don't need to get married? You better wait till you in your 30s or late 30s when you stop bumping your head. Because these women mature way faster. They ready for a man who already got together and already know what's going on. I'm not giving my daughter no clown. Straight up. I don't care how many suits you dress in. You're going to have to show that you ain't afraid. You're going to have to be very similar to daddy. He loves his daughters. He's a hardworking man. He fears the Lord. And he's humble. And he's fearless in life to go and do his goals. If you can't fit that, realistically, but he's cute, he's handsome, but I like him. I don't care. I don't care. If I pass and he can't bust a grape, how he gonna protect my family? See? And when I say bust a grape, we're not just talking about physically fighting. We're talking about in life. Okay? I don't want no man to where then now my daughter got to do everything of work because he's afraid to go out there and get a job. It's a lion outside. It's snowing outside. It's raining outside. Oh, my neck and my back. My neck and my back. There you go. Okay. So, anyway, we're not going to go through all the scriptures that talk about whipping your children, but we're going to name some of them. Okay. Ecclesiastes 30:9. Let's go there really quick. Ecclesiastes 30:9, really quick. We almost done here. I got this wrong. My bad. Ecclesiasticus. And when I was typing it, I must have put that. I'm sorry, guys. Ecclesiasticus. When I was typing, preparing the lesson, I must have put that. Ecclesiasticus 30:9 says, "Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid." Y'all know how you used to play with your children so much, some of you, or some people you know, and then they really think about hitting you, and then you get afraid, like whoa, because you was playing with them too much. The scriptures tell you about that. And he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring it to heaviness. When he do something wrong, you play with him, and you keep saying, oh, he's just playing, and he go through life. Somebody gonna knock him on his tail. The life is gonna knock him on his tail. Car accidents. He gonna get jumped. He gonna get shot. He gonna go to prison. This is what happens. He gonna bring you the heaviness of stress. Cause he didn't want to listen, and you wasn't putting it on him like you supposed to. Right? Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. Give him no liberty, no freedom in his youth, and wink not at his follies. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn, and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son, and hold him to labor. Put him to work. Put him to work. That's what's going to prepare him from the world. Adam was promised to have to work and get food from the sweat of the ground. You're going to be sweating to work now. That's promised to every man to have to work hard to get what he needs to get. And if you do that, you can still be blessed. But if you're not willing to do that, the Most High is not going to bless you. That's just the facts. So if you start them young, understanding that nothing's for free, they're going to get it. Right? Lest his lewd behavior be an offense to thee. Okay? You bring them around company. You're like, man, they don't want your children around no more because your children is bad and misbehaving and stealing and being loud and being disrespectful, don't have no manners. And then all you continue to do is make excuses. Don't talk to my child like that. Oh, we see why your child is going to hell. Yeah, we see why. Because you're not willing to do what the scripture says. Why am I being so blunt about it? Because let me tell you, y'all go to feast and then there's people walking through with food and your children's running around and the people almost about to drop the plate. That should not be your children running around. You should judge that. Why do I have to tell somebody? Because I'm gonna tell them, excuse me, so y'all know. I'm going to tell your children, if they run around and it's elderly people and people almost about to drop their plate, I'm gonna tell them, where's your father? You need to go sit yourself down somewhere, because that's what we do in the community. And if you don't want that, you better control your children. Straight out. Your children is not that golden to where they cannot be told by an elderly woman or man to please, excuse me, is you're not supposed to be sitting out with your parents. The Most High don't raise no brats. So if you get offended at that, that's on you. Your child is bound for hell. So you better learn how to teach them to sit down. Mine can't run around at feast. We ain't rolling like that. We're a royal, holy people. Deuteronomy 7:6. You keep making excuses for your children and see what happened as we just read. So, and let me tell you, you better do it. Because if you don't, you're going to be like Lot, have to leave some of his children behind. They better honor the elderly people. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Be willing to serve. And be honorable and charitable young men and women. That's the children of Israel. Not thinking you good just because you're a child of Israel. Man, get up out of here with that. Some things we learned in the poor neighborhoods was good. Morals and manners to respect the elderly people. Some of y'all just let your children run around and think, oh, they just playing. Y'all got to get that stuff together, man. I know you happy because you finally got blessed and have a child, but it's like the scriptures just told us. Desire, and Ecclesiasticus 16:1. Don't desire a bunch of children if they're going to be wicked. And you wicked for not disciplining them. It's just the reality of it. All right. Verse 13. Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense to thee. Okay. So we're gonna go to Proverbs, last scripture, Proverbs 13 and 24. I got so many scriptures I can go to for that, but these are the things that we have to think about. And I'll show you something, the benefit of it next. Proverbs 13 and 24. He that spared his rod hated his son. I'm gonna read it again for you. According to the Most High's word, not our own. He that spared his rod hated his son, meaning he or she who don't discipline his son or daughter, they don't have no honor for elders. Think about the things that would happen to you, us living in the land of Israel. If your children were just free and open, they would die. It's just the reality. They would die. If they try to do some sex thing, how they teaching in school, they would die. They try to do all of this street stuff, they would die. And you would not be able to do nothing about it. And if you had a problem with it, guess what? You would die with them. That's the reality in our real neighborhoods of Israel. We think just because we Israelites and you got this position, that position. No. The Most High is not favoring no wickedness, period. We all have to make sure that our children are in line. Those are the children that in the wilderness who were saved when our people were rolling 40 years in the wilderness. Don't think I will ever think my children are just special than yours because I'm an elder. Don't roll like that. They have to be proven. They have to prove themselves to the Most High too, just like I did, just how you and me and everybody else do. Straight out. Now, I'm not going to let nobody disrespect them, mine or yours. Right? But that's just the reality of it. But they know better already. I went out my way as a man, as a father, to make sure that they already know better. That you understand that they're not gonna put their hands on somebody. I'm gonna tell you like this though. You ain't gonna put your hands on mine either. They ain't gonna put their hands on mine. No other children. Cause sometimes, as you know, some can come with that. So you have to teach your children over just now. If you talking about babies and all that, babies, that's different. But we as Israelites, we have to be in total order. The scripture says, lay no hands on any man suddenly. So you need to teach your children that too. Some children be playing around, just going there, tackling, jumping on children, doing all of that. And then some of us teach our children, somebody do that to you, you better knock their tail out. So if your child now get knocked out, it's because you wasn't watching them. So, you know, when we go to royal feast and the Sabbath and certain things like that, it's our job to keep our eyes on our children. We're supposed to be a people of peace. The scripture says, blessed is the peacemakers. See? So my eyes is going to always be on mine, me or my wife or whoever. That's your job for yours. See? Because let me tell you, we grew up in the hood. My mama told me some stories. She said the baby, my little brother and sister was like two or 3 years old. And we was in the hood of the hoods when my mom and them first moved to Houston. Because they didn't know where to go or where to be. So we was in some apartments that's like crazy projects like that. And those in Houston who would know, we was around across the street from Piccadilly High School. They didn't walk across the busy highway trying to go back home, 2 and 3 years old. And security guard had to call my mama and let her know that's what they was doing. That's what my mama told us recently. I said, Lord have mercy. Can you imagine? The babysitter not watching them the right way because she sleep. These are the things that happen. My sister got burned with an iron because the babysitter wasn't watching. So y'all got to even watch who babysit your children. She got a permanent iron mark on her leg from the babysitter not watching her right. They walking across the street because she didn't want to sleep. So mama had to switch babysitters. You got to watch your children because children, they sometimes do some stuff. Crazy stuff. Okay? Foolishness is bound in the mind of a child. The scriptures tells us that. Okay? So where we at? 13 and 24. Let me see here. Okay, we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna leave it right there. I don't know if I wanted to show this Esther cartoon, but if it plays not good, because it's only 20 minutes. Oh yeah, let me show this real quick. Let me show y'all what else is going on in school. Just real quick before we go here. Let me show y'all what's going on. You can just go to YouTube and type in trans teachers and all this stuff gonna come up. Look at that. Look at that. Look who's in school with your children. Look who's in school with yeah, this little thing right here, that's in school with your children. This dude. Yeah. This is what's in school with your children, guys. Teaching as an out trans person. Listen, I seen a post the other day. Where this dude was straight up had rainbow hair, rainbow stuff all in his classroom, and it's like, hold up, what you teaching my children up in there? How y'all having these flags and stuff in a classroom? Because I remember I graduated at the top of my class right in Houston, and but I did fail English one time in 12th grade because I had an actual LG whatever teacher at that time, and he would be in the class and it just annoyed me. I could not focus because people always telling jokes on him. We really just honestly we could not focus. It was very abnormal. He was an Edomite and he was always talking about his cats or his dog, something like that. And he was Mr. Foofy and Mr. Fluffy, and we was like, what does this have to do with what we're learning? Like, we don't want to hear about Mr. Foofy and all these little names you giving your cats, because it's like, is them cats and dogs okay? Because them type of names you giving them is a little too touchy-feely. So I could not focus in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. And he would actually what the heck? I don't know if we got some people up in here that. I don't know. I didn't know we had some people up in here. Wrong people, but maybe I'm not paying attention to the chat. But anyway, he had a friend that would come by after our class, and they would lay on the wall like this by each other as a bell rang, and we were just like, yo, I had to actually get this dude to give me a D to actually pass. I failed it one time because it was just like, yo, this dude is off. I just couldn't focus. And I tried to tell the principal and all that. They didn't care. So that was in that time in my day, 2003. So just imagine in this day. Okay. So anyway, I don't know if we're going to be able to play this thing. But I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys a link. Because it's just probably not going to play, right the way this stuff has been playing tonight. So give me 1 second. Let me get that link for you. All right, because people already have been watching it. So my children did this. They'll be doing a few more soon. So that's their little page there. All right. So I said this to say, if we got Yasharala wisdom seekers making cartoons in the UK and London. I think I showed theirs on here last time. One second here. And I'm going to show theirs again as well, because that young lady is working very hard. So whoever's the mother of that young lady should be proud, because she over there doing things that adults could be doing. Because our people, sometimes we be hating on the slide. You want to, man, we need Bible cartoons, and then when people come out with it, oh, they should have did it like this, or I would have did it like this. You're a hater, because guess what? You didn't come up with the mindset to actually do it. You just kept talking about we need to do this and do that, but you never filled in the gap. Yeah, I seen that. Some people was coming in here with some actual, you understand, little comments. It's like trolling. They're trolling us, and it must have triggered the algorithm. But it's all good. You understand? So. But anyway, yeah, some people, they'll say, hey, we need to do this ministry or that ministry. And instead of them trying to do it, when somebody else does it, guess what they do? They either try to copycat, or they try to say, well, we should have did it like this and do it like that. We got to stop doing that, man. We as a nation have to stop doing that. Well, why they didn't do this? Why they do that? At least they had the wherewithal and the faith in the works to actually give it a try to do it. Don't come as a hater later. You got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing it as a people, or you're never going to grow. That's all I'm telling y'all. All right. So I'm just going to put this link in here for y'all. We're going to answer some questions, because it's just not going to show well with me not restarting this program tonight. So that's the link to watch Esther there. I'll play a little bit of it if it lets me, just to show you guys the beginning. Let me see if I can play it in high quality. One second here. I'm just gonna play a little bit of it to kind of show you how it starts off. Let's see. I'm trying to put it in high quality. If it allows me. What's this? Autoplay. No. Why is it not letting me? One moment, guys. One moment. Oh, there we go. Playback speed. So wait, hold it. When you play it, of course, obviously you want to play it in high quality. Sometimes people have their settings on 360, but if you got some good internet, you want to watch it in 1080p HD, okay, and it will be way better for you. Okay, so let me just play just a little bit of it, because this is, let's see here.
With all his princes,
let me see, can I rewind it?
That lasted 100. Once upon a time, there lived a king named Ahasuerus. In his 3rd year of being king, he threw a big feast with all his princes and servants that lasted.
See, it's not
days. After
it's not playing as I want it, because one second. I think it's my fault, because when I had my show set up, I just had my computer and everything set up with the links. I probably should have restarted the computer, so that's what happened. So please forgive me for that. That has to be what it is. But I didn't want to restart the program, so once again I put the link in there for you guys. You can go ahead and watch it on your own time, and yeah, let's go through a few. Yeah, exactly. What's buffering? Let's go through a few questions really quick. If you guys have any questions, and I'm going to get off. I got to go do a little workout. I got a lot to do this week. Passover is coming. Boy, do we have a lot to do. You know, Most High willing, you're going to see Lion and King there getting a little performance on. It's going to be our first Passover performance in America. We did it overseas, obviously, of course. But, yeah, so hopefully we can have a good time with the people. And praise the Most High for his son Yeshua dying for our sins, and the grace we have to come back as a people. Yeah, clearing my cache and cookies is one thing, but with these big programs, sometimes you have to restart them. Definitely. So any questions before we go or whatever? I'm getting a little hungry and I want to go, do my workout, stay in shape. So any questions here? Shalom, Elder Dale, and thank you for moderating for me tonight. You don't have to do that, but I really always appreciate it. Yes, sir. And shalom to all of the elders and deacons and officers and men of Israel and daughters of Zion and children and the elderly out there as well. Will you tell us Bishop Kazak's channel again for the natives? Yeah, all you have to do, my sister, you just go to GOCC Media, and then you're going to see it there. Just go to GOCC Media, and you're going to see his show coming in, and you're going to see the Spanish language on the page. You understand, on the thumbnail and everything. And listen, guys, when you're going out, I'm just give y'all a little example. Make your own hand sanitizer, because when you put that alcohol in your hands, you're going to be killing off your natural defense mechanism, and you can be open to whatever they're putting out there. I'm just letting you know. In here, all we have is food grade mint, food grade lemon oil, and some cinnamon oil and some distilled water. Simple as that, okay? You go to the store, you can spray that thing on there, because that's another reason they got everybody sick and stuff like that. So be careful. Be very careful. Just letting you know. Just don't put your hand on your eyes. Don't put your hand on your eyes. So, But I'm just trying to help you guys out there with what I know. All right. Any questions? Have you started gardening how-to lessons? Yes. Yeah, we're going to be doing that pretty soon. We really want to. That's probably going to be pretty soon. I have how-to gym lessons and gardening lessons, and we're going to be doing some more music stuff pretty soon. So yeah. Will you do a lesson with homeschooling info suggestions like curriculum? I would, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I think, you can ask certain people in the church, or do your own research, because it's too open for confusion with our people. And I apologize about that, but there's a lot of research out there where if you want to do it according to the system, or you just want to do it totally on your own where your children are not even in the system. And believe it or not, your children can still get in college without doing all the stuff they're doing in there. Yes, they can. I know that for sure. So this is not an opinion. This is a fact. All right. So they could still be successful just like the Gentiles is doing it out there. So, you know what I mean? So there's one, yes, that you do according to the system. And there's one where you totally out of their system and they can't hit you for truancy, any of that. It's like, nah, you teaching them what you want to teach them, and nobody can. Why haven't they been? Nah. So it's a whole, but you're going to have to come with it if you want to be smart. You know what I mean? You gotta have a plan with your family. All right. So it's a lot of things out there for that. Just find out what's best for you and your family. Hopefully you get with a husband. It's not an easy thing, but it takes. But you appreciate it, and you can go off your own time, own schedule as a family. You know what I mean? But we gotta do everything in decency and order, because you still got souls that you're trying to raise that are going to be diligently hard workers for the Most High. So, like, once again, I'm not saying that school is bad. If there's a child who you see obviously with a talent of engineering, you're supposed to send them to school where that's done. But you can also prevent him from going through the rat race and the world taking him. There's different ways to do it, guys. It is. Okay. If a person has that much talent, sometimes these schools and certain things will pay for them to come there. Trust me. But that's very rare situations. That's all I'm saying. If you have a talent at cybersecurity or whatever certain things, let me tell you, if you're good at what you do and you've been studying it since you was young, and your child wants to go in a certain area, you keep putting them on that. There's certain levels of school that you would want to go to, because now this community needs a person like that. In some situations, that actually helps our people, and it still can work for the Most High. So it's good balances to it too, right? I mean, certain things you have to go to school for. So that's the thing. What's your child going to be good at? What are they going to be known for? What do they need to accomplish that? Is it school? Okay, if it's school, let us plan accordingly to this. If it's not, and it's something that we can't teach them as parents, what's the safest way for us to do it where it's going to benefit us and the family and the Most High? That's all I'm saying. I'm going to answer questions till 3 more minutes. All praises. All praises. Siempre. Man, I don't want to mess your name up. Siempre regia nunca camu. I don't know what that means, but yeah. I lost my Spanish touch. I speak more Arabic than anything now. Yeah, so you got to see what's best for your child. And then you guys have to understand how Israelites learn. Each Israelite learns a certain way. So sometimes you can put them in front of Esau and be like, yeah, today, guys, we're gonna be like, and then you whipping your child, but it's like, hold up, have we really examined this thing? Like, now, if you bring him home and he doing the same thing and not listening, that's your child. It ain't the school system. How to transition work to self-employment to cater to homeschooling. How to transition. That's where you have to find out what's benefiting your family more financially. I'm going to give you a good example. It's not going to happen overnight for everybody because some parents didn't even work hard enough to do that yet. So that's why there's rich, middle class, and there's poor. Knowledge is why we suffer. So we have to study to show ourselves approved to even be proven in this society. If you go to your job and you're not an asset, it's going to be kind of hard for you to do anything because it's like when I worked a job, every job I worked, I was an asset. Every single job. I had to be the best at it. So why? Because I knew if I'm going to have children one day, if I'm going to want to be successful one day, I have to do the best I can at whatever the Most High have given me so I can always excel more. Eventually, common sense will tell you it's going to come with more finances in certain jobs. And if it doesn't, that's where you go to another job or have another plan. And when you get with a couple, you get with a couple with that same mindset. If you haven't, and you guys have failed at that or made mistakes, it's okay. Now it's time for you as a parent first to excel in that area. And until you excel in that area, you can't do a homeschool situation for your family unless you just find something that works for you guys. It's not that easy. So the main thing is living below your means. That's the main thing. Living below your means will be my best answer. Living below your means. You may have to sacrifice that nice, beautiful car or that nice too big house to say, hey, I only make this, so we may have to downsize to, to be able to afford this thing to where mommy don't work or whatever the case may be, and she's homeschooling the children and daddy's finances can still cover it. Or mommy may be working a part-time job at home or an online job where she can balance both. You guys have to figure it out. And it's not an easy thing, but let me tell you, when you do certain things, the Most High will bless you even more. I promise you he will. I promise you he will. We've been hustling backwards where we will buy, and there's nothing wrong with buying a house. But remember, you never own that land under it because you have equity in it. So that's the good part about it. So there's a good thing that comes with it if you can afford it. You can learn how to take your equity out your house and all these things, but buy the land. Get you a basic affordable car. Get you a good enough house. And then as your finances increase, you do more for a person. If a person just sacrifices, if a person say, I'm giving you a quick example. Most people don't make $100,000, but if a person did make $100,000, say, hey, me and you make this together. How about we only live off of $50,000? Is that hard? It's pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. But guess what? If you make a sacrifice for a few years, you saved $100,000 or more within the next 1 to 3 years or whatever the case may be. And now you don't need to work that hard for Esau because now you done bought you some land. Because let me tell you, an acre in Texas is only going for $20,000. That's pretty expensive now. But $20,000 for an acre, you get you a little, whatever situation on the elderly car say, get you a little RV or get you a little mobile home for now. Save your money and then maybe get you a on-site home built or whatever the case may be. You do that, you live below your means. You can do these things that I'm telling you. It just takes time. Everyone may want to live the flashy life. And listen, just because you see some people with land not living flashy don't mean that they're not saving money or they're not constantly trying to come up. They have made that sacrifice that most people don't want to make. This is why I'm having these lessons, because it's the hard pill to swallow of we're going to have to make a big sacrifice to do this. And eventually that sacrifice is going to get bigger as time goes by if we wait too late. But everyone can afford, trust me when I say everyone can afford a half an acre to an acre. If you're working a basic job. You may not know how to do it. You can Google or ask questions. but you may not know how to do it. But everyone can afford that because the house you're renting, if you're paying $2,000 or more, you can definitely afford your own land and a little small house until you get more money to have a big one. And guess what? If you keep your credit on point, these are things that we have to start working on ourselves as a people. Before we go to the wilderness, we can build ourselves, even with this thing going crazy all over the place. The Most High is going to still open a door for you because you're the chosen. He will. He always has a door open. If you knock, he's going to open it, but you have to be willing to work. I may look nice in my clothes and all that, but ask anyone who knows me. I'm always working. I'm always working. I am always working on my land. I am always working for my company, trying to better that with my family. I am always working hard for the church. I am always working. It's no thing where it just happens. Adam was promised that he's going to have to work, and Eve is going to be his helpmeet, that we get the Sabbath to rest. But if we do things the way I'm saying it, and the way Elder Carr's been saying it, and the way other people have made that sacrifice, you probably like, dang, I ain't driving around all flashy, but life feels better. I'm picking my own fruit. I got my own chickens. I got my own. Life feels a lot better. I look good when I'm driving down the road. But let me miss a paycheck. Or you can't even save a certain amount of money. It's like that's the way we was taught to live. And when we realize that's not living, we gon' and then if you live like this long enough, you can probably say, hey, baby, the kids is grown. Let's go buy us a 2-seater car or a convertible or your nice, not saying that you can't do it. Now, it all depends on everybody's situation. When I speak, I'm trying to speak condescending in a respectful manner to, a majority of the people, not just a few people, because the people who are sick is the one that needs to be healed. So if you driving this certain type of car because you worry about people gonna say and all that, let me tell you, especially when you're a young man. When you're a young man, you don't need to be worried about driving on a fancy car. As expensive as cars is, as much as a house now. You worry about, listen, get you a basic car that's good on gas. Go to work, make sure you dress clean and nice, do what you need to do, save your money. So about time you get to your 30s and stuff like that, or if you're very mature and have done it earlier, you'll be ready to have one of those women 18 to 25. That's just the reality of it. And then, because you save money, you start something now. Yeah, you got to help me. Now y'all can buy something nice. But you started it off right the first time. This is what we going to do. I just bought us this land. I got us a little home just because it's just me and you right now. And we can add to it, or we can build different, or get a new, whatever the case may be. We got to start starting our life like that. 20,000 is nothing for an acre of land. You only need an acre because, let me tell you, I see some food forests on YouTube. Half an acre look huge, with full of food and beautiful. They not dependent on nobody of the grocery store that much. They barely got to go. Sometimes you got to go, but not the way that if it's shut down, they're more prepared than the next person. That's all I'm saying. And if you learn how to get land where people owe taxes on it, or whatever the case may be, you understand they owe things on it. Of course, you got to do your research to learn how to do it, but you can get land for nothing. A little to nothing, excuse me. So I'm just saying, they got land that you can go and buy where it already got a mobile home and a little half an acre or quarter acre on it with already the septic and the well. Y'all got to start thinking like this. And then you may be able to say, you know what? I can go and do that. Everyone can't do what this person does, that person does. And sometimes women may look at, well, why you ain't doing it like Elder or this and that person? Guess what? Elder been working his whole life, but Elder's mind and his ambition have always been a certain advanced level than the next man. And I'm always learning, and I'm like, nah, I've always been a rebel to the, I got to have my own. That's been my mind. So I would make certain sacrifices and say, we're not going out to eat. If we ain't going out to eat. We're not going to do this if we don't have to. And all that money you save can be your down payment to your land. It didn't come just because. It's sacrifices that have to be made if you really want to know. It's sacrifices. But everyone is not willing to sacrifice the comfy seat. I'm sorry to tell you. As black people, we know the struggle. It does not happen overnight, and it does not just happen. So don't put that pressure on your husband where, because Elder is owning his own company now. I didn't own Key Supplements when I was overseas. I wanted to, but I didn't have the wherewithal to do it because I'm in another country. But it stayed in my mind. So when I came back, I started it and I made a sacrifice to, once again, not eat out, not go buy all these clothes. I used what I had and I started my company. It took sacrifice. So I'm telling y'all, well, how we do this? How we do that? Sacrifice. Stop worrying about the world for a second. And then, you know, let me tell you, gardening itself is lucrative. More lucrative than some we all shouldn't be doing a drug game. One seed have 50, 200 seeds in a pack. And you wonder how you go do it? Plant seed starters and sell them. People making $10,000. I know, man, making $10,000 a month planting moringa trees, starters. So let me tell you, sacrifice. Work hard, sacrifice, and certain pleasures. And a lot of our food these days tastes way better than restaurants anyway. So you ain't missing nothing. Make your house feel like a restaurant. Decorate it like that to where you can save your little money. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. And garden, you don't have to compete with the next person. It's more than enough. It ain't enough people doing it. Like Christ said the harvest is plenty, but the labors are few. Everybody talking about they broke and want to do something, want money, but they don't want to put that. I don't want to get my hands dirty. Okay. Well, guess what? That dirt is more cleaner. And if you know what I'm saying, please don't twist what I'm saying. You putting your hands in that dirt, it got good bacteria in there, it got some bad too. But you go clean your hand with that Clorox and that alcohol. Now you ain't got no bacteria in your home. You open to you understand the parable I just said. When the Pharisees came to Christ, why the hands ain't clean? You don't even understand what I'm saying. You're going to go to the world and you're going to be clean. You're going to be driving around clean, but you really got nothing. And why did I say they compared to the hands? You didn't clean your whole hands like how you clean a condom with the bleach. The bad bacteria come back the next day. So you driving that new car, you got to go back to work for Massa next day. That car, that fresh feel of the car, the new car you got then wore off. That fresh feel of the new rapper chain you got then wore off. Because you're not really living. You're living for others and not yourself. Okay? So stop caring about what people think and make your sacrifice. Why you don't come out to eat with us no more? And then let them see you 6 months to a year later in your own land. That's why. That's why. And then now the Most High see your mind frame. Now he's like, you know what? This person's finding out to make money work for them. Even though they putting in the work, they putting it in more for themselves. Read in the Josephus about how the Most High said he wanted to see, will we rather be homeborn slaves or will we rather be free? It's in the Josephus when we was coming out of the land of Egypt. We got to get back to that mind frame. So we were being tested by the Most High in Egypt on purpose. The test is now because they're going to be all over your children in them schools. And you think you can act gangster and go up in there and Esau going to have you behind bars. So prevent yourself from not even being able to be there for your child. Our people talk a whole lot. But when it's time to go to war with Esau, they don't really go to war. And realistically, you can't. Because Esau have mastered the art of war on every level. So just be careful. Okay? Before you get to the door, the white folks that call, excuse my language, Edomites that call the cops on you. My baby, you ain't gonna do that. I'm sorry, I was afraid, ma'am. You look like a terrorist. Okay? So do not get discouraged like my sister from Humble Servants Homestead said. That's why I'm telling you guys. You don't need 10 acres. You don't need 5 acres. You don't. Guys, a quarter acre is huge. The house I was renting was on less than a quarter acre. My backyard was huge. The old videos I used to show y'all. Huge. I didn't even want to cut the grass. So you can get a house on that and still have more than enough for you and your family to plant a whole. My neighbor was a horticulturalist. He went to Texas A&M for doing that. Me and him at the same size backyard. Huge garden he had, more than enough to feed his family. A lot of people think you got to have all this stuff, so you can't afford $20,000. It's okay. So now do the math and subtract that. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Everybody got 4 to 10,000. You spending your money on your income tax. Now you just got to find a home or the RV, whatever you're going to do to put on there. But there's places that's already have that. Usually when you buy an acre, though, something with a quarter, you got to look at the county to make sure a septic can be further enough from that house. A lot of times it needs to be 100 feet from the water well. So you have to find that out. I would rather find something with that already on there. You got to look at the restrictions, guys. Do your research. Don't be afraid. Call the county. Ask questions. Okay? Trust me, guys. We have to stop being discouraged because Christ said, I'm going to tell you, your faith is weak. That's what someone would tell you in modern day. But Christ said, oh, ye of little faith. That's what he was saying. Your faith is weak. You fear. And this is why I'm saying with our new generation of households, we need to have that man back in the house and that mom and structuring those children right. So the children don't come out with fear to do things. These people ain't that smart in the country. It's really like a lot of common sense. This is for sale over here. Do this, do that. Oh, how much does a goat cost? They ain't that expensive. People are giving away free goats. Before I moved on this land, people was giving away like 500 goats. I said, man, I can't do no 500 goats. So you can, let me tell you, people giving away free animals, all free chickens. You just got to do your part. And let me tell you, boy, yeah, y'all call Humble Servants Homestead, man. I think she said she do some realtor type stuff. So, now be respectful and want to do it for real. Like the scripture says, don't pray and you're asking for something and you ask amiss. Like you just asking and you ain't really trying to pull the trigger or do something. This is real. You got to make sacrifices, guys. So I'm going to leave it there. It's just a little motivation. And I hear so many people of us say, they used to pay tithes and anise and mint and animals, but you don't have no land or animals or anise and mint. And by the time you send that to elder, it be done rotted or it be then dried out some type of way. That's not how the Most High intended it to be. So stop all that. You don't even have it to pay anyway. We use money. So if you want to prove me wrong on that, go ahead now, work hard and make the sacrifice to get you that. But we still ain't gonna accept that as tithe. That's just a gift now. I'm just giving y'all a hard time pulling y'all leg, right? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Bless you all. Hopefully you are encouraged and thinking. You're gonna be able to think with your family. How can we plan before we leave Babylon to make sure that, like they borrowed from the Egyptians, that you're okay and you invest in certain things that are going to help you and your family, whether it's a home with a backyard, whether it's land. All of these things don't depreciate. Tangible things. Your children are tangible. They're souls for the Most High. That's why Christ says, suffer the little children to come unto me, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Shalom. Hit that like button. Bless you all. I got to go get my swole on and give me a little food. Family. Think about the image of the Most High. Family, and protect